tag team wrestling dreams. In the podcast world, they're the kings and queens. Laughs and stories under the spotlight's gleam. Together they conquer the ultimate team.
What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy, one half of the greatest father and daughter tag team wrestling podcast in the business, TantalizingTony, and the producer, Kira's not here. We are the Tantalizing Tag Team Wrestling Podcast. Kira is off camera right now. She is editing some things, getting some stuff together. And yeah, we got some things going on tonight, guys. Monday Night Raw. Tonight is the Monday Night Raw go-home show for Saturday night's main event. Of course, we'll be here Friday for SmackDown, but we're going to talk Raw all night long, but we got some special things happening. As you can see, Ruda Mania's running wild, brother. That's right. But before we get Ruda on here, you go Ruda Entertainment. You know his whole spiel. He's basically the custom title built guy of, forget North America, forget South of the planet, of the galaxy, of the verses, all the multiverses. But before we get him in here, we're going to talk to one of our great friends who is also one of the great content creators of the Stratosphere. Ladies and gentlemen, some people call him Anthony, some people call him Tony, some people call him Mr. Blackwell, but everybody loves ABJ. Oh, he stepped away. Wait a minute. Wait for it. And you guys don't forget that he is the one and only undisputed TWF World Intercontinental YouTube Champion. Once again, everybody loves ABJ.
Let's go, baby.
Wow, a little foreshadowing there. Oh my God. My ears are blown out. Everybody, I'm now deaf. Hello to everybody in chat. Ricky Salvador, what's up? Good to see you, bro. Good to see everybody. We'll do roll call later. So, Blackwell, man, listen, before we bring in our first guest, let's just touch a little base on what we're doing tonight. Now, you know, you're always welcome in the Tantalizing Tag Team Wrestling Podcast. Basically, it's called the Tantalizing Triple Threat when you're here. And, man, listen, man, content creating for a couple years now. We've been doing this thing. You know, we've crossed paths. And tonight, man, we got some special guests coming, man. You know who these jabronis are?
I'm aware of both of them. Very, very amazing human beings. Probably two of my favorite human beings. You know what I mean? If there's a Mount Rushmore of both of these categories of humans, I mean, they're both there. And you know, two of the greatest managers, one on the independent scene and one legendary one, come in and hang out with us tonight. Should I introduce the first one?
Do it, bro. Let's get down to it.
Let's bring in the guy who is the head of championship material, Mr. Ruda Entertainment himself. Great, not only just a great belt maker, awesome in the business. If you've ever watched, fun fact, if you ever watched the Hulu documentary of OVW with Evolve, not OVW, Evolve Wrestling with Greg Kapolsky and all there. Rude is a part of that locker room and a part of that team, and he's actually said in the documentary, and he's around that time. So this guy's been around a long time, rubbed elbows with amazing people. He's fantastic to be in the locker rooms, and he's a great manager as well.
He managed Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Also, a lot of people don't know this either. Just like our guest tonight, also a fantastic referee.
Oh, what?
Yes.
I did not know that. Well, without further ado, bring him in. Let's see. What's his name? What's his name? Who? What? What's his name again?
Mr. Joel Ruda.
That's right. And I also call it right down the middle, Daddy.
Yeah.
Right down the middle, Daddy.
You guys have stroked my ego coming into this. I feel like $1 million right now.
Can I borrow 500,000?
Yeah, I'll Venmo it to you in a couple of years.
Yes,
in a couple of years. It's like when Jim Carrey wrote a check for himself for like what, $10 million.
Hey, you gotta manifest it somehow, you know.
Right on.
I wrote a lot of checks. I'm just waiting for one to clear.
That's like Dumb and Dumber. These are IOUs. They're as good as cash.
Ruda, it's always good to have you here. One of my best friends, one of my brothers, I must say. If you guys don't know, forget Ruda in the belts. Forget Ruda as a manager, as a ref. Ruda as a person is one of the most incredible people you ever want to meet in life. Not just saying that because he's here. I stand by this guy. If this guy is if he was going to hit by a train, I would untie him like pure pull heart, get him loose of the ropes and save him, because that guy, he's that dude. So Ruda, man, we love you.
I mean,
that means a lot. I don't want to be getting hit by any trains, man. So that's a good knowing.
And we talked about this before. A big reason why we even buried that hatchet and hugged it and kissed it out is because Ruda pretty much said we had to. Like, talk, be men, talk.
I was not about to tolerate two amazing human beings being at each other's throat for something real stupid.
Yep. And
you guys are better together than you are apart. That's
exactly what he told us. He said your guys are better together than apart. And here we are. Now the TWF is growing, and we have some amazing.
The TWF, what does that stand for again?
The Tantalizing Wrestling Family.
There it is. See, family. He did the right thing. Good job.
For us, it's for family. All he uses federation.
Yeah.
If it's with the titles, it's the federation. If it's with us, it's nothing but family.
Exactly.
My brothers of other mothers, man.
We appreciate that. Speaking of titles,
speaking of three men, there's the Three Stooges right here.
There it is. Well, I'm definitely curly. So listen, speaking of titles, you made a trip down to Florida this weekend, and you're still there, by the way. You're on location, and you met the former UFC champion. Two time.
6 times. Well, 5 times, 6 total, and including a defense.
Yeah.
Tito, and you presented him a title, Tito Ortiz.
Totally, man. And listen, before I even get into that, that's the whole point of my business. That's really what's come down the pipe from this was, manifesting things into reality. When I started in pro wrestling, I needed a gimmick. What did I want? To be like the $1 Million Man, have my own customized title. And one thing led to another. People liked it. Promoters wanted belts. Wrestlers wanted belts. And just to sum it up, the last 5-6 years of doing this have been mind-blowing. Pretty much to say, if you can, like Jim Carrey writing himself money, if you can think about it, if you can put it out there, write it out there, talk it out there, you can create it down to moments like this. And that's where this guy I grew up watching in my 20s was one of the best and most exciting UFC fighters you could ever imagine. This guy is one of the top 3 to 5 people that made this sport as popular as it is. And that title is one of my favorite, point blank. That would be in my Mount Rushmore of titles. And I just thought, how do I make a really exciting moment? I could make this title. I needed a reason to replicate it. And I don't really like, you guys know me, I'll make the replicas for people that like them. I love the custom titles because you're taking something from your heart to your mind. You're speaking that into existence. You're creating the title until you got the hunk of metal in your hand. So I needed that custom reason to make that title. And what better way to put his name across it and reach out to him and say, hey, I'm making you a title. Let me know what you think. And I don't even think Tito believed it until he saw the pictures of it coming together. When it was finished and I sent it to him, he got even more excited to see it. And when I tell you mind-blowing experience, guys, his first, imagine this as a fan. Before he even said, hi, nice to meet you, I'm Tito, the guy ran up to me saying, my man, gave me a huge hug. And that's
how big is Tito Ortiz? That's a big man.
My head came up to his shoulders, probably a little bit under. You can see it in the picture. He's huge.
Yeah.
But he is the sweetest guy, the most humble guy. And even when I was leaving, I didn't want to bug him. I just said, hey, man, have a great night. It was great seeing you. He ran from behind the bar, gave me a bear hug. We're going back there, fellas. We're going to go back there for a watch.
Wait, so Tito's like behind the bar at his own restaurant, just chilling?
He's meeting and greeting people. People walk in, they sit down. He goes right to the table, sometimes before the server.
That's so
shakes
sick.
hands. And the guy does not need to do it. I guarantee you, he's not looking for money to make even out of it. You can see this business. I mean, it's the best effing burrito I have ever had. And not to sound rude, I thought his place was a tourist trap. $20 burrito. That was the best burrito I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Yeah.
So, and then to get that and get a greeting by him, the guy's the most sincere, sweetest human being I've ever come across, outside of you two, of course.
Yeah.
But that title, man, that's when he held it, you should have saw his face. This is a world-class world UFC champion. And man, it made me proud of my product, our product, what we put out there, because if it can impress a guy like that, the confidence he gave me in this product is tremendous now.
So let's last $1 million question. This man is now holding his custom replica UFC title, but you can't really see it in that photo. But if you zoom in on that, that doesn't say UFC across it because he's got 2 of those.
It says Tito,
It says
and then
Tito.
underneath it, where it said Ultimate Fighting Championship, it says Tito's Cantina's Championship.
Yeah.
And what he's going to do, just like Hogan has his karaoke, so whoever participates and wins, they're going to take a picture, obviously, with it. But then we got talking about making the replicas, and if people are competing for a championship, yeah, they get to take a picture with that nice badass one I got. But we're definitely looking at collector replica Tito titles now for his customers that win karaoke. So think about that now. That one little gift has turned into future business with Tito Ortiz.
So how did it stack against the actual UFC titles in the restaurant compared to the custom? That's the brass tacks. When people buy a Ruda belt, tell them what the quality of these are.
So there's different qualities that you can get. There's material, there's brass. If you have never looked at titles, you don't even know what they consist of or how they're made. You can get 2 types of materials. There's brass and there's zinc. Brass is like the fake. It's the lighter, it's thinner, it looks real. A lot of people, when they hold the brass titles, you are one of those people, Blackwell. You held it, you said, "Oh my God, this is real. This feels heavy." Until I put the 4mm one in your hands, you were like, "Oh, there is a difference."
Yeah.
A lot of people have that reaction when they see the 2mm brass, because there can be a 2mm, there can be 4mm, there can be 5mm, up to 6. It obviously gets thicker from 2 to 6 and heavier. But what I really noticed, and I always wanted to make sure that whatever we do for our product, from the lowest quality to the highest quality, that even the lowest is something that still wows people. I don't want plastic belts. I don't want foam belts. I want something that's going to make people say this was worth my money, period. So what really blew my mind, and again, this is every quality I do is great, but there obviously is a starter one, $200 to $250. You can get a title made, replicated, customized for, again, starting at $200. And what blew my mind was what I made for Tito when he held it. And it didn't make sense to me until I walked in. He held it. He goes, "Wow, this feels like the real thing. This felt like what they gave me in the octagon." He didn't say it's what they gave me for my trophies. And that caught my attention. So I walked in after dinner and I'm looking at his trophy case. Beautiful. They're framed. They got a beautiful red background to it. And then I got closer and I noticed he may have been in the octagon with the 4 or 5mm zinc title, something big, badass, heavy. It's on the crowd in the middle of the octagon for the fights. But what they send their champions is a 2mm brass, which again, to me, I always thought in my quality of stuff, that's the kid's toy. That's the light end, like the top right there, the US title, that's a 2mm brass. What you're holding there, foreshadowing tonight, that ECW, it's a 2mm brass. Not shitting on it at all. It's still a great quality, but it is the very starter one. But it was good enough for the UFC to give a world-class champion like Tito, and I'm sure that's what everybody else gets, because that's where they're special. It allows you to get a custom title, a replica. You do not have to spend big money for it, and the quality is still fantastic. And that's
I'm going to be honest. So the foam belts, the old school foam belts with the hard plastic top.
Oh yeah.
To go buy them right now, you're spending $100 to $200 for foam and plastic because they're sought after and they're cheap. And it was a time frame thing. I'm telling, as
my
someone
buddy
who
had them.
loves,
I remember opening those up.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, these 2mm brasses are, unless you're something who you want to walk around. I'm going to be honest. When myself and Tony, we walk around with our belts, these are heavy. These all day long, you're sore.
How does your shoulder feel after 30 minutes, an hour with it?
You're beat. You're beat after carry. Now this is gorgeous, right? Listen, you need to hit somebody in the head. This is what you bring. But
this is also one of the 2mm black brass ones. He gave these to Mikey. Mikey has a blue one and a black one. These are universal titles. And let me tell you, it's great for a kid because he can carry it around. It weighs like a pound. It's great. Now listen, like I said, I recommend any title that Ruda has. But like you said, if you want to really, if you want to use
Look at your
something for an
background,
action,
Tony. What
yeah.
would your background cost if those were all 4 or 5 or 6 millimeter zinc titles? Which yours, I mean, yours are. You've got an expensive shelf behind you, but a lot of
Yeah.
people that want your setup that don't have the finances to
Yes.
get heavy ass titles up in front of you.
They could. So I guarantee you that my walls over. I got.
Don't tell you your price tag. You're gonna have home invaders.
Yeah, I got a few that are pretty pricey here, but I can tell you this: that if you want to get a U.S. title like this, have a U.S. title, a European title from Mr. Ruda, 2 millimeters, not to mention a intercontinental title, guys, you're spending under $1,000 easily. Easily. Like
WWE shop, those belts are $400, $500 a piece.
$699 or something. So
you're looking, if you're lucky to catch a deal on shop.com, 500, you're not going to find anything under 500, unless they're really trying to give them away and they're on sale and they're
Yeah,
trying
but if you're not walking around, or you just want a background for your podcast, or like I said, a kid, your Halloween costume, your cosplaying, these 2 millimeter belts, I'm telling you, these are the hot ticket. These are going to become the hot ticket item because they look exactly how they're supposed to.
Great for collecting autographs.
But they're great autographs. I mean, this one's got one on it already right there.
Guys, just so you know, we all watch Monday Night Raw right now. We just saw Rhea Ripley walk in the building. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in an Anything Goes match as Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, and Raquel walk into the building. So we're going to be going back and forth with Raw. Not to mention the New Day, the newly turned heel New Day, walked in and no one's talking to them because they turned on Big E, which is crazy. I think this is all a swerve to bring Big E back. I think Big E is already cleared. There's no way he's not cleared. I'm just saying. But so we're going to be watching Raw as we talk to these two gentlemen and our special guests coming soon. So, and guys, in the chat as well, please, any question you have for Ruda, please ask. Any information you want. We have all his social media information. This is the best time to get titles. It's the holiday season. Ruda has a plethora of inventory, and if he doesn't have it, he can get it for you. So, as Gunther is introduced and comes out, I guess he's going against Finn Balor this weekend at Saturday Night's Main Event, where Kira and I will be in Strong Island, New York. Okay.
Now, just a little tidbit too with the pricing, Tony. My new executive partner has brought in a little bit. This guy, he's a busy dude. He's still active on the scene. And when I put a title on him and I put his name on my business, it's been bringing in a lot of business. And you guys know that a lot of what I've been doing is trying to grow this business and get it off the ground. Mm-hmm. I've been doing a lot of wheeling dealing. I've been doing a lot of promotional rates. I've been doing a lot of Ruda rates. I've been doing a lot of giveaways. I don't want to sound like the Grinch, but December, the Ruda rates and all that stuff are going to have to go away because I'm getting a little bit too much lately. So if you're looking to get a break, you're looking to get a belt, wheel and deal, get in the door with your first title, whatever, the next 30 days or so are when I'm going to be in the season spirit. But as of January, there might actually be a little bit of an increase just because supply and demand's crazy, man. And if I can't fulfill my orders, that's the last thing I want to do is have people waiting for months on end for a title. Yep. So now's the time to put in your order, put in your request, start creating that title that you want today.
Yeah, titles, like I said, these titles aren't just being, Ruda's business is not just giving titles to fans. There's companies who are buying titles to give to, it's becoming the thing. WWE is giving titles to sports teams. Local businesses are getting titles for themselves. Like the belt business is getting there. And
AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dollar, interviewed him last year at the big event. It was early this year at the big event, and he was talking about he won $1 million title. Ruda saw the video. He made it happen. Saw Top Dollar at WrestleCade.
That was you guys on there, yeah, yep,
bro, just like that.
And that's the thing. What you were the one talking. You had that interview with him. You were at 2300 Arena. He said, "I want to create $1 million title." What was it? That was you. What was the first thing you said? Yo, we got to make a belt for this guy. And
I said, well, I'm calling my boy Ruda. Called you right there.
Boom. Yeah, I remember getting that phone call. That was mind-blowing to have AJ Francis.
I FaceTimed you right there.
Yep. How much did he design the title, or did he not know what he was getting at all?
So there was a design that I saw it online that I had an idea for. And I said, listen, if you want to go with this, we can rock it. And he just said, let's go with it. He just wanted to make sure it said $1 million title. That was it. And I even, as a guy that's going to be modest about his work, paranoid if the guy's going to like it or not, when he opened it up and really liked it, after we finished filming the promo, I said, if you want to tweak this at all, if you want to change it up, if you want to add this or maybe change that. And he said verbatim, I love it. It's perfect. So that, these guys hold these titles. They're in the industry. They're on the scene where you're going to be getting some of the best titles out there. So I get from Top Dollar to Bill Alfonso to Tito Ortiz to you two, proud of what we put out there, fellas. We got some good stuff, and it makes people's days when they get them and when they hold them. And the best part's the custom stuff that you create and bring to life.
I'm
your tag
honest.
title there.
Yeah.
I didn't even help with that design. You created that. You put the design together and you gave it to me. And I'd say you have exactly what you put on that paper.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah,
Wow.
down to the detail. It's when Tony used to walk around with his belt and I didn't have one, I was like, all right, it's corny. He's a mark. He's a cornball. It is what it is. And then I got that IC title and I brought it to my first live event show, and people lost they're like, yo, YouTube champ. And I've never been called the YouTube champ, but people call me the YouTube champ because that big play button. And I was like, all right, I get it. I see how Tony gets this rush. And I was like, who wants a photo, baby?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a true story. As a 56-year-old man who's been in this business, people still to this day, I see what happens when I walk into the conventions, when I walk into the arena. Oh, look at this mark. And then you know what happens? And then they touch the title and they're like, where do I get one of these? Like, this is a perfect example. Kira and I were in Cleveland for right, Kira, for SummerSlam, right? And we were, we met Ruta later that afternoon. We eating at, where were we eating? Buffalo Wild Wings, right? We're at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I had the title on my show. I think I just gotten it. It was brand new. I just gotten it. And this guy was like, bro, I have a orthopedic business, and what he was losing his freaking mind. I said, bro, I got a man, I got a guy, I know a guy. I made the phone call right there, exchange information. Rudy, you can finish.
Yeah, I'm making, next thing you know, I'm making a title for the American Osteopathic, just as the medical association. They were presenting the new title to their president. And man, when I tell you, he said, I want the nicest thing that you have. And that's where we went in with we don't just do general titles like that. We got high quality deluxe titles like Tony's. And that's what it is. It's made with a CNC machine. It's an expensive machine. You can make a lot of titles on it, but you're also limited because of the fine tools it's an expensive piece. So they're expensive titles. And he had it on his shoulder. The guy loved it. Next thing you know, they're presenting it in front of the entire organization to the president and knocked it out of the park. Again, they loved it. That alone is still bringing me business.
Yep.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. As soon as, like Tony said, as soon as someone holds it, it's game changer.
I've taken my titles to independent shows, and besides, the ones that I'm going to that Root has already changed their whole title situation up. I'm walking into places and people are going, your title's nicer than ours. Like my title's nicer than some of the places I go to. They're like, yo, this belt is amazing.
Zilla Fatu held this title. He was like, yo, he go and no disrespect to anybody else. He was like, this is the best title I've ever touched in my life. Like there are legit wrestlers, and Damian Priest just came out and he's gonna. Oh, wait a minute, guys, we're live on Raw. Damian Priest is going to attack the Judgment Day. My God, look at her clothesline. He just beat the crap out of Dominic, guys. He got Finn, and he knows that Finn has cost Damian the title at Survivor Series, and now Damian is taking tree trash to the woodshed. My goodness, wow. But like I was saying, this is crazy. We're gonna go back and forth, but this title here, guys, this right here. It is the gift that keeps on giving. And guys, the mood's about to change.
Hold on, we have an echo. There's noise cancellation.
We'll mute you for now, Ruda.
Click the settings on his thing and see if you could do if his noise cancellation is turned on or off. Tony,
I muted him. We'll mute him and bring him back. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you want to do this one, Blackwell, because you come on, bro. You this is your thing.
Do I do the full intro? Or I let the
give him listen. Before I do anything, let me do an impression because I love this guy. Hey, let me tell you something, Daddy. I love you, Daddy. Okay, just give it to him, bro. Give it to him, Blackwell. Come on.
All right, one of the most legendary Northeast wrestling promotions referee, manager, has managed world champions, television champions, and an agent in some WrestleMania matches, which we'll talk about soon. The one, the only, Bill ALFONSO.
Wow, what an intro, Daddy. Thank you so much. And I am happy as hell to be on your show tonight.
The honor is all ours. We're super stoked.
Listen, first of all, Fonzie, it's always a pleasure to see you. And like I tell you how we talk on the phone, I want to say thank you again for even, letting us be in your presence. You don't realize what someone like you has done for the business because you're in the business. I don't think you realize the impact you have on people. And it's not just because of what you've done in the business as a manager, as a referee, as just a personality. It's what you are as a person. The first time I ever met you, bro, at 2300, you said, "Hey, Tony, you look familiar. When you were skinny and had hair," I was like, "Yeah, back in the day, like you have a great memory." And you gave me a care package for my little guy, Michael. And to this day, he has this on his shelf. It's like, you remember this, brother. You gave this to us, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, man. We have it right on Michael's shelf. You gave us a great care package with some great memorabilia, with some shirts, with some merchandise. And like I said, bro, the day I met you, I'll never forget, like, got to talk to you because it's just thank you. I'm getting verklempt because it means a lot to us.
Well,
thank you
I've
for
been
this.
around for a long time, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, man, you're a good dude. You're a real good dude. People don't realize wrestling business is tough, and people are jaded, and people are just sometimes not sincere. But from day one, bro, you've been aces in our book. So we want to thank you for being here, and thank you for everything you've done in the business, man.
Well, Tony, that was very cool of you to say all that and put me over like a superstar, Daddy. Very cool.
Listen, so this is, in case you know, Anthony Blackwell Jr. He's another one of our social media presences. He's a great guy on the independent scene. And look, he knows the independent scene. He knows wrestling. And I didn't want this night to go by with him not being part of this because
hell yeah! I'm glad to share the stage with him, Daddy.
I was hoping to meet you.
Now I can say I shared the stage with Blackwell.
Yeah. I was hoping to meet you at the legendary Hamburg Fieldhouse when they were doing one of the conventions, but you were unable to make it that day. But good news is for people who love the Hamburg Fieldhouse, AXW got it back, so it is going to be a venue again that's going to be doing professional wrestling shows, and I believe they're going to bring
ECW spot.
Yeah, they're going to bring back the convention. So Vince Senior's lights are still up on the ceiling, and the building will be back open in 2025, which is super exciting.
That's
super
awesome.
Excited. I can't wait to make an appearance there.
Yeah.
So Blackwell, you have a few questions for Mr. ALFONSO because I know the chat might have a few as well.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing. One of my greatest memories of Bill, and he might not, Fonzie, he might not remember this, but this happened at the ECW arena before they made the changeover. And you were at this match when Mike Awesome, he was on the top rope and the rope snapped, and I was part of the ring crew, and you came out. You're like, all right, guys. He took control right there. He's like, guys, listen, this is what you do. Because the whole buckle snapped, like the whole turnbuckle snapped in half. Because Mike Awesome was a big dude, 6'9", 320, and it snapped. We had to fix it during a live show. And Bill came out. He's like, do this, move this, tighten this. It was the craziest thing ever, man. God rest his soul. Rocco Rock helped out too, and that's one of my greatest memories of Fonzie. He wasn't even in the ring. It was something that had to do with the boys getting the show must go on, which was crazy. So
hey, you guys did what you had to do, and you fixed it, and the show went on, brother, without a hitch.
Bro, it's like
hustled. Hell yeah, I remember that day.
It was like nothing. It was like the rope never broke, and Paul was so impressed because it was just me. It was me, Paul Loria. Mikey Whipwreck hadn't wrestled yet. He was still under his regular name. Right. And we had to put the ring back together in less than 3 minutes. We had to get a turnbuckle from the back of the ring, screw it in, and Fonzie orchestrated the whole thing. It was incredible, man. Oh my goodness, it was great.
Very cool, Daddy.
Blackwell, get your question in. Blackwell, talk to this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get the chat going with some questions, and please, if you guys are in the chat, old Fonz memories or questions you want them to deep dive on, please put them in the chat. But I kind of want to start off, as a Pennsylvania boy here, I there's a very soft spot for us in that old ECW. But coming from working in Texas and in Florida and NWA and going through there, how do you find your way into what's now ECW at the time? How did you move from the South up to like the Northeast scene and get involved with ECW?
Well, remember when the territory shut down? I worked for Eddie Graham, Florida Championship Wrestling. Dusty was the booker, and all that crew in the territory. So when the territory started shutting down, Dusty took me to WCW with him, and I worked for Ted Turner from '91 to. That's where I did the famous Flair Fujinami match in Tokyo, 65,000 people, and I signed my contract with Ted Turner and was there for a while. And then I went to WWF. From there was WWF back then. I stayed in WCW for a few years, and then. I was the handler, was Giant Gonzalez, the tallest athlete on the planet. They built him as 8 foot, but he was really about 7'9". And he wanted to go to WWF. He said, Fonzie, you know anybody there? I'm tired of WCW. But we were making checks that freaking huge, man. I said, okay, let me. JJ Dillon was the assistant booker in WWF. So I called JJ. He said, JJ, here's I got Giant Gonzalez, and would you guys be interested in having him, come in and work with you guys in WWF? He said, well, let me talk to Vince, and I'll get back with you. 20 minutes, the phone rang, and it was JJ. He said, hey, when can you guys fly up and meet Vince? I said, how about tomorrow? So we flew up and met Vince, and then Vince hired us on the spot. Me and Giant Gonzalez put that crazy outfit on. Remember the furry outfit of Giant Gonzalez?
Now, you're bilingual, correct?
Yeah, I speak a little Spanish.
Yeah, because that was a huge
Giant
reason why
Gonzalez
you
spoke perfect English.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, perfect English. He was from Argentina, played basketball. Well, Ted Turner brought him over to play for Atlanta Hawks, but he couldn't pass an inspection for NBA because his knees were already shot. He hadn't been playing European basketball for 10 years, so they made him into a wrestler instead. So, and then we went to Vince and they put their gimmick on him, and we just missed WrestleMania 8. We came in right after 8. We did WrestleMania 9. Of course, he worked with The Undertaker. I got pictures of that somewhere right here. Caesar's Palace, Giant Gonzalez and The Undertaker, and I'm calling it right down the middle, Daddy.
You're the referee for it. Now, did you help agent that match as well?
Yeah, of course I did. Of course I did. But we didn't need much agenting because, The Undertaker is a 5-star classic. One of the better. He's got a great mind for the business. And remember, Giant Gonzalez wasn't a class act worker in the ring. He was an attraction because he was 8 foot. People wanted to see an 8-foot giant, but he never got the hang of it. He was a natural athlete, but he wasn't that good in the ring. So, but the Undertaker, we worked around it. The Undertaker performed and walked us through it, and made us look good. And we did the finish, and we did WrestleMania 9. Pretty cool. So I finished up, and I left before 10, boy. I left right before WrestleMania 10, so it was almost 3 years. And Paul Heyman called me and said, hey, I want you to come in ECW. I said, what the fuck's ECW? Remember,
I just left Mania, brother.
I had worked, Florida Championship Wrestling with Dusty and Gordon Soley and all the big names, Eddie Graham and Barry Windham, all those guys. Then I went to WCW. Then I went to WWF. Then I've never worked. I thought it was some type of indie show, but it was kind of indie-ish. So I went up and had a little deal with Paul Heyman, and walk in. I didn't know one person. I'm used to being around all these superstars, Sting and Luger and JYD and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and all these big superstar names, Hulk Hogan and all that. So I walk in the ECW dressing room my first night there. There's Sandman, there's Tommy Dreamer, there's Taz, there's this guy, this Mike. I didn't know a fucking guy in the dressing room. I said, who the hell are these guys?
Yeah.
So Paul Heyman made them all stars, Taz. I didn't know any of these guys, but I didn't know what Paul Heyman, I didn't know what ECW was all about. You know, Vince McMahon wants the doctor, his wife, and 2 kids at ringside. So did WCW. Same thing. Uh, ECW was hardcore, violent. Our target audience was most about 90% men from 19 to 32 years old, hardcore. There was a market out there for the hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
And man, we did it, man. And ECW started doing really good. We ended up doing 22 pay-per-views. I was on 21 of them. You remember the night I beat Beulah's ass? I did
Yes,
Yep.
a
yes,
match with
yes.
Beulah and almost bled out. Here's one of the Beulah things where fucking I had to get rushed to the hospital and fucking a big juice. That was
I
pretty
told him he looked
cool.
like someone from Return of the Living Dead.
Oh
He had
yeah,
walking
yeah.
Yeah.
zombies
We
on that
won't be
picture.
talking about that match unless I bled like that. It would
Yeah.
just been another boy
Leaked,
versus girl
leaked.
match. 2 non-wrestlers. But anyway, I had a great time in ECW, and we had a big following, and still today, why I'm relevant today, and why I work almost every weekend somewhere in the country. I just came and did 3 shows in Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, and 2 other shows somewhere, and this weekend I was in Miami Beach for CCW. This Saturday I go to Washington D.C. work for AWA. The following week I'm in Cleveland AIW. So I'm working all the time. ECW still today has a cult like following. It's not, they don't use me every weekend because I was a great referee, an international, really good referee. They use me because of ECW. That's why I'm still relevant today. That's why I'm on your podcast, not
The
because I'm
manager of
a
champions,
referee.
baby.
Yeah.
Right. They put me with Taz, but Taz didn't need me after a while because Taz could do promos. So they put me with Sabu and Van Dam. Van Dam didn't need me either, but oh darn, the TV champion for 2 years, 3 months, 14 days, and 21 hours. RVD held the strap, brother, and I
So
was
who's
his
counting anyway?
manager. You know what I mean? So pretty cool. I had a great spot in ECW.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Fonzie, what I want
Yeah.
to ask you, you said promos, and listen, you do know this that it's so hard. Well, not for you, but being able to tell a story and get it over properly, promos have a lot to do with that. What's your secret? Is it just that you were just so real, or do you what do you do to put your finger on the pulse to get that moment to bring people in with what you say?
Well, you remember I was a referee for 25 years. And how many promos do referees do? Once in a while, a referee might get interviewed and say, "Oh, Ric Flair threw him over the top rope, so it's a disqualification." That's as much as promos I did. So when I became a manager, I had to do promos, and I was the shits at them. I said, "Damn, I couldn't spit a promo out if they, I take one, take two, take three." Then Paul Heyman called me aside, says, "Fonzie, all you got to do on your promos is tell the truth. You know you're going to be at the ECW Arena December 25th. You know you're going to be fighting Sandman. You know it's going to be a no DQ match. You know you're the top guy. You know you got Van Dam. So just tell the truth." So I said, "Okay, let me try it." So I said, "Hey, Daddy, December 25th at the sold out ECW Arena, we're going to, RBD's going to kick Sandman's ass, Daddy, right there at the ECW Arena. So make sure you come and check Van Dam kicking Sandman's ass." So you just tell the truth. So they start. Then they call me One Take Fonzie. Because I know I'm going to be on your podcast tonight. I know I'm going to be on Tony's podcast. So I said, "Hey, Daddy, tonight, December 11th, I'm going to be on Tony's podcast, Daddy." Boom, easy, easy.
Yep.
Just tell the truth and work around to build it up a little more. I guess I'm kind of hyper personality anyway, so
No.
it just made it that much easier for me just to yell and spit and blow my whistle, and it was pretty cool. So the
It,
promos came easy for me after I did a few, and after Paul Heyman helped me out and said treat it like a shoot. Just exactly what I said. Hey, I'm going to be at the ECW Arena on the 25th. And if I Sandman, I just tell the truth, hype it up a little bit. There they go. One take Fonzie.
So
Everybody, I'm sorry, one more thing.
Okay.
Everybody knows that the Tantalizing Tag Team Podcast has a tag team partner, and I would be remiss if I did not let my daughter come in and ask a quick question. Ladies and gentlemen, the other half of the Tag Team Wrestling Podcast, my daughter Kira, the producer. Fonzie, I don't know if
Kira, hey, Daddy, hey, Kira, Daddy. Nice to have you. Thanks for having me on your podcast, Kira.
What? I don't even consider this my podcast anymore. This is all him.
Hell yeah, no, it's you. You're the star tonight, baby.
I told you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
You see, she dressed for the night. She got the mink coat on. She dressed.
You look great, Daddy.
She dressed for the night.
Breaking down the fourth wall. It's really cold in here, guys. That's why I have a coat on.
Well, I'm in Tampa Bay and it was 81 degrees today. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to come back up north. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, don't. It's terrible up here.
I was up north for last week in Pennsylvania for 3 days, and on the way to the airport Monday was 19 degrees and snowing in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So Kira's question was this, because we were watching the old Monday Night Raw, and she saw me in the front row, and it's the Raw where Marty Jannetty beat Shawn Michaels when Jannetty comes out of the crowd. She goes, "Wait a minute, is Fonzie the ref?" That's what she says to me. So I was like, "Well, ask him. Maybe, I don't know."
I was on the first Monday Night Raw in 1993. I was on the first Monday Night Raw. And yes, there was Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty that had a hell of a match. And we switched the titles, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget
That was a beautiful white
picture.
Intercontinental Championship.
I got the picture somewhere in here. I'm looking for it now, where I'm holding Jannetty's hand up, and we're outside on the floor, and Shawn Michaels can't believe it. Yeah, live on Monday Night Raw. That was great. Yeah, that was me, Daddy. Thanks for recognizing, kid.
Marty and Sean got him ready for what ECW was going to be like.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, Daddy.
Yeah, and she was shocked because she goes, "Wait a minute," because Kira doesn't really, look, she's 20 years old, she's still learning the business, but what
He's
she
trying
does
to teach me the history.
But she
go to Peacock. Watch Peacock. They got every wrestling show on, from ECW to WWF, and I'm on a lot of stuff.
It's gonna take me a while to catch up.
Yeah, take your time, Daddy.
There it is, right there.
This one.
Yep. There's Fonzie right there. We got a little picture we found somewhere on the internet. But yeah, she goes, "Is that Fonzie?" I was like, "Yeah, that's him walking around right there." Here it is, right here. It's coming up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm in the front row. I'm right. I don't know if you see.
Is that you?
That's me. Show the zoom. That's me right. Right this right here. That's me right there.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's you right there. That's 1993. Now we're doing a podcast in 2024.
Didn't I just bring that up today, Fonzie? Didn't I say, when's the last time someone pointed out them in one of your pictures?
Right?
Holy moly.
We have crossed paths so many times over the past 30 some odd years, which is crazy. So this was meant to be. It's like full circle. Like,
and not to interrupt,
Yes,
but
go.
you guys are the two executives in Ruda Entertainment. I got my executive partner and my executive influencer, which makes this whole circle even crazier.
That's right, brother. Ruda Mania's running wild with Fonzie, TantalizingTony, Kira the producer, ABJ. What you gonna do when Ruda Mania runs wild on you, brother?
You see, Tony, all you had to do was tell the truth right there. You just did a 5-star promo. Because you told me, "Hey, Fonzie, Rude, but it was easy for you. It was easy for you."
Wow, you know I'm gonna cry, right? Bro.
He officially taught you everything you know, Tony.
Yep. He did. Thank you for that, Fonzie. I appreciate that, man.
When I tell you, since me and Fonzie linked up, thanks to you, Tony, thanks to that introduction, this man's mind is gold. When you talk about the history, what he's been through,
I did bring you two together.
You literally
did. Thank you, Tony. I've been around a long time, and Joel and I got along perfect, and right up my alley. The belts. He was looking for a wrestling personality, and I fit. Somehow I'm still relevant to the
The
business,
manager of
and I am
champions.
partners. I'm going to be at WrestleMania and Las Vegas with Tony and Joe and Ruda. We're going to have the belts. We're going to have all the ECW stuff, all
We
the
are gonna
jackets.
have
Man, we're gonna have a blast, man. We're gonna sell some belts. In fact, I just had my first belt designed and made by the company I'm a part of, Ruda. Let me show it to you, Danny. It's
see
the
if you
Bill
can recognize
Alfonso.
the
It's
inspirational
it's
template.
it's
Oh
the
yeah.
Bill Alfonso Hardcore Tournament that's going to be held in South Florida, CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling, which I'm a big part of. I managed a couple guys there, Brazilian Giant, and my movie star, Ariel Levy. We're going to have a big tournament, and here's the belt. So,
February 22nd.
yes, right there in South Florida, man.
Looks
It's going to
very
be
looks
advertised, and
very television titleish.
you guys designed this belt for me, and I'm really thankful. And we've been getting orders. Already since I've joined the company in the last. I signed a verbal contract with Joe and Tony to be a partner in Ruda Entertainment in the belt business. And man, we are moving belts already. We got people calling us
Cooking.
from all over. I think I've taken orders for like 30 belts already, different promotions. Like when I go to Washington, D.C. This weekend, Friday, and work for AWA, Don's a big promoter. He's already interested in making all new belts. CCW, this company that I work for in Florida, they run Kissimmee, they run Miami, they run Tampa, they run Port St. Lucie, they run all
Everywhere.
over. They're interested in making all new belts. When I go to Cleveland in 2 weeks, John Thorne, AIW, work for them. I'm going to present them with a package, and they're probably going to order belts. And not only wrestling promoters are ordering belts, wrestling fans can get order the same belts, brother.
Listen to
Stand in
this.
line, and
Fonzie
we're going to get them shipped to you just like that. I'm so excited. Wrestling fans are loving the belts.
Fonzie's made this explode in the Florida scene on the wrestling side, but he's also taken Ruda Entertainment into the exotic car industry. That's something I didn't see coming.
Yeah, I got a buddy who buys and sells. Well, he buys and sells. He just sold a car for $6.2 million. You know what I mean? So the
We're
owner,
making
the
custom
guy who
titles to
bought the
present.
car, we're making him a belt to match his car. He's loves it. I had a guy come up to me and says, "Oh, I'm a truck driver. I'm not a wrestler." And guess what? We made him a truck driver's belt. He loves it. He loves it. He's already got it. He's driving around the country showing people. I got a guy, his dad was sick. He's fighting cancer right now, and he was the best dad in the world. So we made best dad in the world, keep fighting, Ruda Entertainment belt. So you never know. You want a belt made for your daughter, for your this, for your store. How about Tito, the prize fighter?
Tito
He's
Ortiz,
badass.
Ortiz, yes.
baby.
Oh yeah, Tito Ortiz. We made him a badass belt for his restaurant. He loved it. In fact, he ordered 5 more already.
Yeah,
We
we're gonna be
do
doing
such
Wow.
great
giveaways at
work.
the fight nights,
We do such
raffling
Nice.
great
them
work.
off.
Yeah,
Why hasn't
man.
there never been a world where Bill Alfonso manages Tito Ortiz? Like, could you imagine Tito in the court, ground and pounding somebody, and you hear
And
the
Let's
whistle
Tito
in the
make
loves
it
crowd?
me, by the way.
happen.
Tito loves me.
The
I was
whistle's
just so
going.
busy with WWF and ECW, WCW. I didn't have time for Tito. I should kick myself in the ass because Tito's badass. He's world class.
Yeah.
But I got world class guys too. I had Ben Dim and Sabu and Taz and this guy and that guy. So I was set either way.
Let me
You
tell you
know,
something. When
you're
I
surrounded
was
by Hall of
presenting the
Famers.
title
It's
to
crazy.
Tito, when I was
Again,
presenting
Ruda.
that title to Tito, I mentioned to him. I said, have you heard of ECW? The look he gave me was like a wrestling fan would give a wrestling fan for asking. He's like,
How
yeah. It's
dare
like,
you? He's like, how dare you?
Fonzie's like, do I know Fonzie? Yeah, that's one of my business partners. That's my business partner. And the guy was geeking out in front of me. UFC world champ. Knew exactly who this guy was fanboying over him in front of me.
If you don't
Wait
know
until
my
we
name,
go
you
to
say, "Oh, that's the guy who blows the whistle, Daddy." Yeah, that's my name.
Blow the
I
whistle,
blow the
Blacko. Blow the whistle.
I got
Where'd it
one,
go?
Daddy.
I
Here's
actually have a
one right
Fonz.
here.
This isn't my
Here's one
Fonz whistle.
right
This is
here.
actually my
Hey, I was
coaching whistle.
sitting next
I
to a
have one of
guy.
those. I
I was sitting next to a guy. I was flying from Tampa to Los Angeles, and I was flying first class. I was sitting next to a guy who was a representative for Mattel Toys. I said, but then we started talking. You know, it's a 5-hour flight. So we started talking and bullshit. And I said, hey, you guys think you can make me a whistle, Mattel Toys? He said, hey, we're a $1 trillion company. We're too big for you. But let me turn you on to a friend of mine. So he gave me a phone number. And I called the guy, and he ended up making me these. Looks like Mattel Toys made them.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
I own one of those.
Oh, thank you, Daddy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fonzie, you mentioned something in a little while ago. You said something about WrestleMania weekend, WrestleCon in Vegas. Did you mention something about that? Did I hear you say that?
You see how he's dropping it, not me.
I designed a verbal contract. I'm executive. Let me find my one of my cards.
We're putting it all on paper. WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, I'm an executive partner for Ruda Entertainment. We make the belts, so I'm going to be sharing a booth with you guys, Tony and Joe. We're going to have it all set up at ECW style. Come check me out. I'll be doing promos with you guys. We'll be selling belts. We'll be selling all kind of stuff. I'm going to give you a walkthrough right now and show you some of the kind of stuff that we're bringing to.
Let's see it.
That we're bringing. Look,
the beautiful thing about this.
Jackets, leather jackets, all kind of very cool stuff. Let me see. Oh, we got backpacks, ECW backpacks. We got Fonzie figures. We got belts. Most important thing, we got beautiful, beautiful belts, Daddy. We're going to have so much stuff there. You guys are going to be so entertained. I got old pictures and new pictures. Look, there's me and Dusty, me and Andre the Giant. There's Van Dam right there in Tokyo. We go back. There's Ric Flair, Barry Windham. There's the WrestleMania matches, Tatanka. We got so much stuff, man. We're gonna turn it on at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. I can't wait, Daddy.
I can't wait either. I wish we had something. I wish we had like a video package like the big guys do, like we guys could show you. Oh, wait, we do. Watch this.
See you there, Daddy. We're gonna have between now and WrestleMania, we're gonna come up with more stuff where you guys can do promos with me, and we're gonna take orders for belts. You guys are gonna have a great time, man. You guys. This isn't
gonna be like your typical meet and greet stand, though. This is going to be
You're not
an
gonna come
experience.
to buy an 8x10. You're gonna come by and get and have an experience with Ruda Entertainment, Fonzie, and Tony. You're gonna have an experience.
Exactly.
I want to just put some props out there. Kira made that video today. I said,
Thanks,
this is my
Kira. Badass.
I said, Kira, I need something today. I just want to say you do the rest. She came up with the whole roulette, the whole pull the arm, the machine thing.
I love it. We're Las Vegas. You're a genius.
Thanks for giving me the middle slot.
Yes, of course. You're the nucleus. Listen, guys. Not only will Bill Alfonso be at the table, we're gonna be probably doing promo battles where he'll be the actual referee. Maybe you guys want to go 1-on-1 with the Tantalizing one in a promo battle. Maybe you might win a title. But also, Kira will be there. We have a little booth for face painting, Road Warrior face painting, Taz face painting.
He's very good.
Ultimate Warrior.
Very good.
It's an experience.
Hollywood on the movie scene.
Yes. Also, Rhea Ripley has her little makeup thing, and she's real great with that. It's gonna be like it's not. This is gonna be a WrestleCon like no other. Our booth. I'm telling you guys this. I'm not just saying it because we're involved. I'm gonna just let me cut. Please, Kara. Yeah, let me cut this.
This is what I warned you about, Fonzie. Get ready.
Here it goes, guys.
Oh,
pay attention to me.
I love it. I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Triple H's, Bill Alfonso, manager extraordinaire of ECW, the most extreme wrestling in the history of the business, will be at WrestleCon, April, WrestleMania weekend. Let me explain this to you guys. It's not just some ham and egg manager. It's just not some fly-by-night. This guy has been in the business for over 30 years. And when I tell you this, that our table will be the greatest table in the history of WrestleCon. Ruder Entertainment, Vigilante Talks, the Tantalizing Tag Team Wrestling Podcast, but most of all, the coup de grace, the one, the only ECW legend, Bill Alfonso. We're going to tear down Westgate Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's go!
Testify, Tony, Daddy. You're doing a hell of a job, brother. Stand in line and come check us out, baby. We won't let you down. I'm promising you blood, sweat, and tears when you come to our booth.
I'm hot. I'm like fire, baby. I can't wait.
You're on fire, T. You're on fire, Daddy.
I think we need a promo battle
me.
championship just for that experience.
Listen, my thing is this. As long as Fonzie's in the building, he's at that table. You guys, look, there's a lot of... Listen, we implore you to come to WrestleCon and see all the great wrestlers. Listen, they play.
Sting, Luger, everybody's going to be there. Everybody, we're going to be there too.
Come to our table last. Take care of your stuff out there first, and then save the best for last. When I tell you that the experience that you guys are going to have at WrestleCon with this man, Bill Alfonso, Rudy Entertainment, Vigilante Talks, Tantalizing Tag Team Wrestling Podcast, and let's see if we get Blackwell in the mix too somehow. We'll figure this out because listen, guys,
come on, Blackwell, get your ass there too.
We
Blackwell there.
I would love to be there.
We need Blackwell there. We love him already.
Let's go.
Blackwell, we're gonna put your ass to a table in Vegas.
Let's go.
Oh, one quick shout out. Shout out to my son, Anthony Jr., for, at least setting up a little couple of things with the Westgate Hotel thing. My son works at Westgate Hotel. And here's another thing, guys.
Thanks, Junior. Thanks, Anthony.
But this is something I didn't tell you guys. So WrestleMania weekend, at a few of the hotels, all food will be taken care of by my son. We'll be having all you can eat vouchers at certain restaurants for the buffets. Wynn Hotel, some other hotels. So we'll be
Steve Wynn. I love Steve Wynn.
We'll, like Dustin said, we're going down with kings and queens that year. We're going down.
Justify, Daddy.
Let me tell you something. If you've never met Fonzie at a con either, this guy, I'm not speaking trash on any talent that's ever signed autographs at a convention or anything. Tony, you know from seeing him in action just like you. The word experience cannot be emphasized enough. This man is a whole effing experience.
I just been around a long time, and I love
Tony said come to our table
Tony
last.
Does, and I love the business like you guys. That's what's going to make it good.
If you come to our table first, you will not want to leave. I can promise you that. That's going to be the best part about our table.
I heard of two names. Now I've yet to meet Mr. Fonz, but I've worked and sat at a table next to the other one, and the only two names in the business that I heard that when you meet them, you get everything you've wanted for and then some. And the only two names I heard is you, Mr. Fonz, and Bob Backlund. And I worked next to Bob Backlund for 6 hours. And I will tell you right now, that man is still as red hot as he was when he was the world champion.
Bob Backlund, that red hair man, I met him in the early 80s. He used to come down to Florida and, and he was fighting Bruno Sammartino, who was young. He's an Olympic caliber athlete. He's badass. He could wrestle his ass off, and he adapted to the sports entertainment wrestling part of it really good. Yeah. We love Bob Backlund.
Up there in his age, he goes 1 second and he walked away from his table. He climbed into the ring and he goes, "Attention, everyone." And Bob Backlund's in the ring by himself. And we're like, "You have my attention." And he did a handstand and then went down and goes, "Thank you." And then left the ring.
Yeah, he was out there, boy. He was out there, but he could back up himself in the ring. He was a tough guy,
Yeah.
man. He was a really tough guy
He
and
was
a
putting
great
everybody in
guy. I
chicken
love that
wings.
back. Little bizarre, but aren't we all in our own way?
Yeah.
I mean, look, we got people loaded up with metal right now. Look at all this championship
I got
material.
the triple threat. This is the first YouTube title that Ruda designed for me. This thing here is a thing of beauty with the snake skin. I'm a triple threat, baby.
You
And
look
then we,
like Fonzie in his 8x10s with RVD and Sabu and 30 titles in the picture, man.
Then of
Yeah.
course we got
Oh,
the
the
original.
manager champions, Daddy.
Of course,
The
this right now,
manager champions. Who better?
the one that started off a black one right here, the YouTube title, the heavyweight YouTube title, and then of course the tantalizing Tony wrestling channel. But now we need a fourth
Look
one
at that
because
picture like Fonzie. That's you right now, Daddy.
there it is, baby. And then of course we got one more coming soon. We got the Tantalizing Tag Team Wrestling Podcast coming. The one like this right here will be a big belt sooner or later with Kira's deer right there. Not to mention, where's your title? Then we got the Kira title right here, guys. When I tell you guys that we have more belts here from Ruda than we do from anybody else, it's crazy. Look at this right here. The Kira Championship right there. Made it like a butterfly. It's crazy. Guys, this is the
Kira,
time.
you're badass, and thank you for all the support you've given us leading up to WrestleMania. And I want to do a special shout out to Anthony, who's working in Las Vegas. He's a big shot out there with the whole hotel industry. We love what you're doing for us, and we can't wait to have dinner with you and and your dad Tony and
Fonzie.
We're gonna have a great time.
When I tell you we have something special planned for you for Vegas, I know you wine and dine with kings and queens. You've done it all. But when I tell you the thing we have for you for WrestleMania weekend, the smorgasbord, the layout that you're going to see just for you, it's going to be Fonzerific. I got to tell you, man, it's going to be incredible, man. I can't wait.
Well said, Daddy. I
Fonzerific
can't wait, man.
experience.
Not only
Fonzo.
are you guys going to entertain me, we are going to entertain thousands of people coming from all over the world for WrestleMania and the WrestleCon. We won't let you down, Daddy.
This is going to be the biggest WrestleCon in the history of WrestleCons. And this is, guys, when I tell you we're going to have pre-orders for
We're going to
Fonzie,
be there 3 days.
3 days, guys, the 18th, the 19th, the 20th of April 2025. The week before that is my birthday, April 14th. So it's an entire, I'll be there April 13th getting things set up. When I tell you guys, if you've missed WrestleManias, this is not the one to miss. And even if you go to WrestleMania, come to WrestleCon. And believe it or not, guys, hotels are not that expensive. Jump on them now. Go through whatever agency you have. The Golden Nugget is cheap, guys. If you want to stay somewhere, be close to the Strip, be close to Fremont. But when I tell you guys that Bill Alfonso, the greatest extreme manager in history of the business, guys, you want to meet this guy. You want to be part of this experience. I'm telling you.
And I can talk about WrestleManias because I've been on it. And I can talk about Las Vegas because I was on WrestleMania 9 at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Now, this WrestleMania coming up, 2025 in Las Vegas, like Tony said, it's going to be big, Daddy.
Listen, do we have in the chat, guys? And we all watching Raw right now, but this is more important. Are there any questions in the chat for Fonzie? Because you guys, if you don't know, Fonzie has done so much. If you're new to Fonzie, go check out some ECW stuff. It's on the Peacock Network. Just type in Bill Alfonso. You can find anything from ECW. He's managed. He's refereed. He's done it. Listen. He's been in the ring. He's the triple threat. He's the quadruple quan. He's the quintuple quints. He is the creme de la creme. He does what he has to do, and he does it when he has to do it.
I've been around a long time, Daddy, and only men as champions. Hey, can I give a couple of shout outs to some friends of mine?
Of course.
Watching this, they're watching, they're glued. I got texts on my phone already. They're glued, and they love what we're doing, and they're all coming to Vegas. I want to give a shout out to Bubba. He's my boy who lives in Brooksville, Florida. He does the security for CCW. That's where we're going to hold the hardcore title up. He does. He's been around a long time. His wife is beautiful. They're coming out to Vegas. They can't wait to meet you guys. He's already ordered a belt from us. I want to give a shout out to Angelica Alfonso, my niece. She's coming out there to help us. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's thinking about coming to Las Vegas. Come on down and get some, Daddy.
Shout to Bubba. Shout out to Bubba. Shout out to Angelica. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being part of the business. Thank you for knowing Fonzie and loving him. There's a question in the chat from Jay.
Yes.
Hey Bill, how was it refereeing a Terry Funk match?
Wow. Well, the first professional match I refereed was Terry. Why me and Sabu get along so good is because the Sheik is his uncle, Sabu's uncle. Sabu's mother and the Sheik were brother and sister. So my first professional match in Lubbock, Texas, was a match between Terry Funk and the Sheik in a chain match. And man, Terry Funk and the Sheik tore it down. They were hardcore before hardcore was cool, Daddy. It was wonderful. And then if you watch Terry Funk in ECW against Sabu in the barbed wire match where Sabu ripped his bicep from here to here, had to get almost 100 stitches.
Remember
And he
that.
took about hardcore. And Terry Funk was such a cool guy, didn't leave Sabu's side through every stitch. Terry Funk was right there. Hell of a guy, hell of a performer. I'm sorry we lost him this year, man. He was an inspiration to a lot of wrestlers, and he was one of the greatest. He was NWA World Champion. In fact, he held this belt right here, just like his brother, Dory Funk. This is a replica that Harley Race gave to me. Harley Race held this belt. Jack Briscoe, Dory Funk, Dusty, Ric Flair, they all had this belt. So somebody had it made for Harley Race, but Harley Race gave it to me because I refereed so many of his matches. It was a gift. So if you had $1 million, you could probably buy it, but I wouldn't sell it.
And it's
There's more
priceless.
precious to me. But that's the belt right here. Terry Funk had
I
it.
love it.
I have another question from Steven Chambers. He says, any
Steven
favorite
Chambers,
matches?
okay, Daddy.
Yeah, hey man, we call him Steven Elimination Chambers.
I love it.
Any favorite matches you refereed? What's your favorite? What's one of your favorites?
Damn, there were so many. I like the match. Here's one of my top 20 favorites. It was Christmas night, sellout December 25th, Bayfront Center, St. Petersburg, Florida, in Tampa Bay. Sold out at the Bayfront Center. The main event was Kevin Sullivan against Dusty Rhodes in a cage, loser leave town match. And I'm refereeing. Boy, they get this match wound up. They get this match going like hell. And here comes Santa Claus. The real Santa Claus comes down and hands a pair of brass knuckles to Kevin Sullivan. And Kevin Sullivan knocks out Dusty, pins him 1, 2, 3. And Dusty had to leave town, had to leave the state of Florida. You knew who Santa Claus was in disguise? Jake the Snake Roberts, Daddy. But Dusty fooled everybody and he came back as a Midnight Rider. He put a hood on and called himself the Midnight Rider. And man, did we sell out Tampa, St. Pete, Bayfront Center, Jacksonville, Miami, West Palm Beach. Everywhere we went, we sold out Midnight Rider. So that was one of my favorite matches. But there's been so many, it's hard to pinpoint some of my favorite matches. But I like the match where I beat the hell out of Beulah. You guys remember that match where I beat his ass and almost bled out? That was pretty cool. Didn't referee it, but I participated and had a hell of a match.
It's funny you bring up that Santa Claus moment because my buddy Brian, who I do the podcast with, he's a huge Bill Alfonso fan, and they just recently did a Santa Claus spot. They just did a Santa Claus spot at PPW where the guy had a cash in, and Santa Claus comes out and hits the world champion with his sack over and over and over, dumps out the sack, and it's the cash in, and he reveals himself to be Santa Claus and wins a championship using that exact spot that you said of Jake the Snake with the knuckles.
I'll show you that, Fonzie. I have it on video.
Yeah,
yes,
but that match 100%.
Spot, man.
And there's also a guy in PPW who's doing a commissioner bit where he goes around and he's the commissioner and he makes everyone super angry. I'm like, I know a guy who did that one time.
Right, Daddy? Right, Daddy? And Todd Gordon beat my ass.
Yep.
I was anti. Well, I just left WWF. Remember earlier, I said Vince McMahon wants the doctor, his wife, and the 2 kids at ringside. And ECW, our clientele was 90% male, aged of 19 to 32 years old. So, we were hardcore as hell. And so I just left WWF. At the time, it was WWF, not WWE yet. And Paul Heyman wanted me to come in and be anti-ECW. People wanted to hang me. A little bit of blood, I disqualify Ian and Axel Rotten. They had a Taipei death match. They taped their hand, arm, fist up with tape. They dip it in glue and then dip it in glass. Boy, the people have been waiting months for this match. So the first little sign of blood, I stopped the match. The fucking people that wanted to kill me had to have a police escort to my car when I left the building. You know,
where was that match at? Was that Philly? Was that in Philly?
Oh yeah, that was Philly, sold out ECW arena, standing room only, man. And I stopped the match. They wanted to kill me. Because,
one of the best moments.
Anti-ECW.
It was one of the best storylines in wrestling.
To be like WWF, but ECW was ECW. Thank God they still got the cult-like following. That's why I'm still working every weekend. That's why I'm here talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting me over too, boys.
We got one more question for you,
All right,
Fonzie.
one more question. I'll get to wrap it up because I got Monday Night Football and I got a tall, beautiful blonde girl I'm married to waiting for me. Hungarian, tall, beautiful. Can you imagine having a tall, blonde Hungarian girl waiting for you to watch Monday Night Football?
Does she have a sister?
Yes, he does, and she's beautiful too.
Anyway, so the question is, what do you think of Dory Funk Jr. still wrestling in Japan?
Well, Dory Funk's got to be in his late 70s or early 80s. I think he might be in his 80s. God bless him if he can go. You know, he was a big star in Japan, and here was his belt. Here's the NWA World Belt that Harley Race had, Dory Funk, Terry Funk, Dusty, Ric Flair. They all had this belt. Of course, it's a replica, like I said earlier, but if you want one, Ruda Entertainment to make you one. Well, God bless Dory Funk. You know, I know his wife, Marty Funk. She's been around for a long time. She's a hell of a girl. She takes care of Dory. Hey, it's just a chore it takes to fly over to Japan. I know. I've been there 13 times. You know, I've been on the cover of Japanese magazine. In fact, here's one right here, Daddy. The cover of the largest selling Japanese magazine ever. Guess who's on the cover? The tallest athlete on the planet and referee Bill Fonzie Alfonso, calling it right down the middle, Daddy. They sold more copies of this cover than any other magazine cover in the history of the wrestling business. So I love to. It's just hard, just getting traveling over there. You know,
we need calling it down the middle, Daddy T-shirts for WrestleCon.
Oh, we got them. We got them somewhere. Hell, we got them. We got all kinds of shirts. Right here, Daddy. Right here, Daddy.
There it is.
Wow. Nice.
I love that.
Nice. Right down the middle. Listen,
we got so much merchandise, man. We got some badass backpacks, all ECW jackets, man. You guys are gonna be thrilled in the stuff that I bring you. All ECW tag, and it's coming from me. And it's not coming from nobody else but me, Daddy. You get it from me. And usually I give out pictures. If you buy something from me, like a backpack or a jacket, you know I'm gonna hook you up, Daddy.
So
or a title.
Coming from
Rude Entertainment, we're gonna have all kind of titles on hand. We're probably gonna have 200-300 belts there already made, badass, ready to go. We're gonna have this one for sure.
If Fonzie was involved with that really ECW title, we are going to have it.
This is a really good. This is the one that Van Damme had for over 2 years, Daddy. 2 years, 3 months, 21 days, and 16 hours. This is the one that Van Damme held for 2 years. We're going to have, of course, it's a replica, but it's very well made and very affordable. So we're going to have all kind of these made, and a lot of guys are going to be there from ECW. You take them around there. Everybody has signed the belt. Of course, I'll sign it because I was the manager of champions, Daddy. RB's going to be not at our booth. He have his own, but take it by. He might sign it to you.
Wow. Black, any last question for you? Because Fonzie got to go.
No, I just want to say thank you. I think one of the things that makes you stand out is obviously the ECW generation and being someone, a poor kid who can't really afford but loves pro wrestling from Pennsylvania. We bleed the ECW mind state of if as long as you stick together and you have each other's backs and you put your work in and you put your passion with your work, anything can happen. And you're the model from that. And from that, the TWF is exactly that. We're three guys chasing their dreams, trying to live out their business, grinding their way up, and it comes from that blood, sweat, and tears that you guys paid the way for us in ECW.
Hey, Daddy, we all started somewhere, Daddy. I was getting Coca-Colas. I was going to get the boy sandwiches. It took me 2 years to break into business. Took me 4 years before Hiro Matsuda stopped calling me a geek. I was 17 years old, driving the guys to the airport and, going to get them drinks and we get them sandwiches. Brother, I paid my dues. You don't think I put up a few rings to pay my dues? I didn't come up from a wealthy family. My father wasn't a doctor or a lawyer. He was a school teacher, Daddy, working class, middle class American, Daddy. And I broke into the business because I loved it. I loved it. Blood, sweat, and tears, just like you, brother.
Yep, and you paved the way and showed that as long as you put enough work in and trust the people around you and trust the process, you're gonna change. You're gonna change the world. And you are a part of history.
Thanks,
that small window of ECW eclipses a lot of companies that put a lot of time in, and just because of what it stood for and what it derived for, and the independent wrestling scene is still chasing that high of trying to be that next company.
Red hot wherever I go. I told you I'm going to Washington D.C. This Friday. AWA. It's already sold out. I mean, it's a small building. It's going to be, 7 or 8, 900,000 people there. I'm going to Cleveland the following week. John Thorne, AIW, he draws big. I go to this past weekend, I was in Miami working for CCW, where we'd have the big tournament for the hardcore Fonzie belt. They had 1,000 people. You know what I mean? So the indie scene is exploding. There's no more 120 people. We're drawing. The indie scene is on fire.
Yep.
You should have heard the pop. You should have heard the pop for Fonzie before he even came through the curtain. The announcer said his name, the manager of champions, and before Bill Alfonso even came out, you should have heard these people go ape shit.
Well,
Crazy.
it's been around a long time, so people know my name. When they hear that whistle blow, they know they're
Yep,
going to get
that was the trigger too.
entertainment. I'm going to try my best, to do my best and try to entertain everybody, with sports entertainment. And I get hurt all the time. This year, 2024, I broke 3 ribs. I broke my nose twice. I broke this arm, not this year, but a couple of years ago. I broke this arm so bad that they had to put a titanium plate. I've had back surgery. I've had it all, Daddy. And I was only a referee and a manager. Can you imagine the wrestlers going to the paint? Poor Sabu gets up in the morning, takes him 10 minutes to get out of bed.
Yeah. Before we get you out of here real quick, though, where did the whistle come from? Like, I mean, obviously, when you think of the great managers, with the racket, Heaton with the jacket, you had the whistle. Like,
yeah, Paul Heyman came up and he said, "Here, Fonzie." So I didn't really like it. I was embarrassed. The first week, I was embarrassed to blow the whistle. So the next weekend, we were in ECW Arena. I forgot the whistle at home on purpose. He said, Paul Heyman says, "Fonzie, where's your whistle?" "Oh, I forgot." He says, "That's your gimmick. That's your gimmick." So now I don't leave home without it. I'm well known for blowing the whistle, Daddy. And I showed you that whistle earlier. I think this year I bought 1,000 of them. I gave 300 away to the kids and sold 700 of them.
Awesome.
People don't open them, but they identify, the whistle with Fonzie. It's pretty cool to have a gimmick. That was Paul Heyman's idea. Thanks, Paul Heyman.
I think the last time that someone tried to do that style was when Leo Rush was doing it for Bobby Lashley. He was trying to be that really, 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 really annoying, never shut up, just like everything about production that's anti-production with loud noises and screaming, and that's what Leo Rush did. And it reminded me of the whistle, of just always blowing the whistle, like to the point where the fans were like, "Get him out of here!" Like it drove them insane.
That was me as a kid. When Fonzie was on there.
You used to drive me crazy with that whistle, Fonzie. But
I thought it was hilarious.
You know, that guy who blew the whistle, Daddy.
Ruda, any final words for Fonzie and us before you get out of here, and then I'll say my goodbyes and we'll get him out of here because you got to go. Rudy,
Remember, I got
anything else?
that hot, tall, blonde Hungarian waiting for me, baby.
Yeah, we get him out of here.
Hey, oh yeah, yep. Listen, you want an experience, you want somebody that's going to give you your money's worth. Not only do you spend time with Fonzie, but you order titles from us. We're going to take care of you. We're going to take care of the people. And look at the energy in this room tonight. That speaks for itself. Think about when we're on point at WrestleCon, at anywhere where we're going to be. You're not going to just get an autograph and a picture taken. You're going to get a whole-on experience. And if there's anybody that can do it like no other,
that would be us, Daddy Ruda Entertainment. Now, we're going to have all kind of merchandise, cool pictures, 8x10s, jackets, and all kind of stuff. But we're going to have these classic belts. Who would you rather buy a belt from? Some guy over there that has, or would you rather buy it from somebody that's in the sports entertainment business and I'm relevant to the business, brother? You'd rather buy it from me. And I'm guaranteed you're going to love the belt. If you don't love it, bring it back and I'll buy it back, Daddy. We gonna
guaranteed satisfaction or your money back.
Sorry, we're working with your budget. Hey, we're not trying to get huge money, but you guys can get big style, professional looking belts made by Ruda Entertainment for a very affordable prices. That's amazing.
We're giving you top quality at better than shop.com prices.
There it is.
Yeah, shop.who?
.com who?
What's the Vegas over under on who peters out first from high energy, Tony or Fonzie?
Say it again, Blackwell.
I said, what's the Vegas odds on who gets tired from out going crazy, or Tony or Fonzie? Because I think that's a battle of the ages. That's like Brett Shawn Iron Man match. They're both going to be going high energy all for 3 days straight. I wonder who peters out first. That's the real question.
Nobody matches that energy.
Because I haven't slept since 1982.
Listen, I love Fonzie. Hey, Fonzie, I'm going to tell you this, but look, Carrie, you say thank you, and I'll do my thing.
Oh, no, I just wanted to say thank you, Mr. Bell. Can't wait for
I love you in my own
WrestleMania.
way, kid. I can't wait to meet you in Las Vegas. I love you in my own way. I'm going to tell my wife all about it. I met a beautiful young girl tonight. She's helping out with the business and helping out in Las Vegas. Can't wait to meet you, kid. Thank you for all you've done in your short little life.
Let me just say this, Mr. Alfonso, because I do call you Mr. Alfonso because you are my elder. And I do give you this, that you have the most energy of any man I've ever seen in my life. And you haven't slept since 82. But I was born in 68. And when I kicked the doctor's ass, he knew not to mess with me. I want to go one-on-one with you. Let's see who's got the most stamina. You may beat me, but you're not as tantalizing as me, Mr. Alfonso. So I'll see you at WrestleCon, baby.
Testify, Tony. Testify, Tony, Daddy.
Fonzie, I love you, Fonzie.
Oldest line, longest line.
Yes. Fonzie, I love you. I want to thank you so much for being part of the Tantalizing Tag Team Wrestling Podcast in association with Ruda Entertainment. Of course, the special guy, Anthony Blackwell Jr., the producer, Kira.
Blackwell Jr.
Thank you guys so much. We love you, Fonzie. All your information, your Instagram is here so people can see it. It's right here. Kira, help me out. There we go. Wait a minute. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Help me out. Here we go. There's Fonzie's Instagram. We have the link as well as his Twitter, his X. You guys can follow him on those social media platforms. And we're going to have everything in the description so you guys can follow. Not to mention, we'll have the prices up soon. And you could pre-order your WrestleCon packages to meet Fonzie. And we'll have special things going on. So
great packages. Great packages.
Imagine taking a picture with the title Fonzie made famous in front of the ECW entrance. That's not just a picture, Daddy. That's a whole experience.
We're making a hell of a, but we're gonna we're gonna be the coolest guys there, Daddy. Hey, I hung out with RVD, Daddy. How cool is that, baby? The whole epic show.
RVD.
I love RVD, but Katie Forbes is so distracting. I always forget he's there. I'm like, isn't RVD supposed to be here? All I see was Katie the whole time.
Guys, listen, Blackwell, you hanging out? Are you staying for a while?
I'll hang out.
Thank you. Mr. Ruda, let me just tell you this, man. Ruda Mania has been running wild since I met you day one. I love you, my brother from another mother. Fonzie, the greatest manager on God's green earth. thank you so much for everything you guys have done for this business. We love
Thanks
you
for
both.
pulling me over, boys.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Ruda. Thank you, Fonzie. We thank you guys so
fellas.
much. We love
All
you
right,
both. We love
Daddy,
you
this
all.
is Fonzie signing out, baby.
There it is.
There it is.
That's
How
so
about
sick.
it,
I'm so sick.
bro?
So sick.
Listen, I want to thank everybody for paying attention and bearing with us with the the Raw watch along. Right now, Seth Rollins is in the ring, but guys, let's just Blackwell. Let's just talk about this real quick, man. Listen, man, it's very seldom you get a freaking a manager like that to be on a podcast and just let loose. You know,
think about it. If you really think about it, some of the historic managers of all time. I mean, it's crazy to think that two of the probably best managers in wrestling history come from that ECW era with Paul Heyman as well as Fonzie. Like they're up there with your Sherrys and your Bobby Heenans
right,
and your Jim Cornettes. Like Fonzie holds a spot in the top ranks of managers of all time, and even referees. Like Earl Hebner is probably one of the most legendary referees of all time, but Fonzie's had some legendary matches as well.
Listen, just to have him here for an hour and change was incredible. What a great gesture for him to do this.
Yeah.
You know, he came here. He asked to be on the show, which is crazy. He said, "Hey, when am I get on the podcast, Daddy?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know you wanted to come on. Let's make it happen."
Yeah.
So there it is.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Did you notice my little ECW tribute back here?
I did. I saw it. What does
I
everybody
just put the help me on there. We have to dye the hair.
Nice.
And then ruffle it up a little bit, you know.
Incredible. Yeah, man. Talk to Rude. I'm pretty sure he'll come and talk to Brian and everything.
I wanted to be just like CM Punk. I wanted to follow.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it works out.
Along the way, I realized that he was a fraud, and I wanted to be
Your TV's bleeding through your microphone.
Oh, let me get that out of here.
Yeah.
How about now? Good now, right?
No, you're good. Yeah. Is this Seth Rollins trying to turn heel?
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Oh, here comes Sammy. You got to turn Seth heel, though. You got to at this point.
I just feel like Seth is so good, and they're just like, oh man, Seth's the top guy, but also like we could just turn him heel, and he could just like help that guy out too.
But that's why he's so good.
Yeah. He's kind of like Savage in a way. Like he always has to take a back seat because he's not Hogan, but he's good enough to be anything else in the company.
Yep. True story.
That's a great analogy for Seth Rollins. Is he the modern day Savage? Ooh, did we just stumble across a possible hot take here?
Could be.
When you think of Seth, what do you think of? Flashy clothing?
Yeah, he's a good wrestler, solid in the ring, cuts a good promo.
Kind of has like a scruffier look to him. You're not your clean cut pretty boy. Oh boy, that's a hot. What does the chat think of that? The Undertaker. He's on a podcast. Yeet. Eddie is great. We just did a whole episode on Eddie Guerrero. It was really good.
Last week, you were angry. You said some things. I was angry. I said some things. We would find the middle of this ring. Okay.
Two ROH legends.
You know who dropped Jey Uso? Sami Zayn dropped Jey Uso.
We've known each other. But it was wrong of me to assume.
What is Seth Rollins wearing?
Jey Uso backstage. Okay. I've known you longer than that. I was wrong about that.
It's great. High fashion. You don't know anything about it.
All right. You know what, Sammy? I'm glad you brought that up, man. I really am.
Uh-oh.
Because the thing that's been eating me up is
Raw's good, Steven.
as far back
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been paying attention.
20 years, our kids play together.
I was talking to
Fonzie.
Fonzie. I didn't care less. Raw could have. Raw was just there.
I want to know why. Why? Hey, there's a reason, Seth. Okay, because the way you were talking last week, you were out of your mind. All right? Yeah, go back and watch it. You were out of your mind. You weren't talking like you. You weren't the Seth Rollins that I've known almost 20 years. You were talking like someone completely different. You were talking like the kind of person that points her finger at everybody else, that blames everybody else for their actions, and acts like they're the only person with any sort of moral clarity around here.
I'm hearing your sound a little bit too, Blacko, by the way.
Okay.
And like Drew McIntyre.
You're Drew McIntyre. Wait, is Raw only till 10 tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, they're only at 2 hours now, right?
Yes.
So nice. It's so nice. You're like, oh man, Raw's over. I can still do a couple things before I go to sleep in an hour. Wow, Mr. Women's Wrestling fan hates the bloodline. It's a hot take. I don't hate them. I'm burnt out of it. I'm burnt out of the bloodline, and I'm burnt out of Judgment Day. I think the bloodline is turning into it's getting into Wolfpack era NWO.
Oh, guys, Fonzie just texted me. He will be back on the show, guys. He will be coming back. So
Nice.
he thanked me and said, "Thank you so much, Blackwell. We were so great. Thank you, guys. It was awesome." Oh!
I'm going to end this as quickly as it started. Here's how I'm dealing with this. I have already spoken to Adam Pearce.
Okay. Stacking the card.
Saturday night.
On my line.
Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Drew, I will see you Saturday.
There it is, Drew versus Sammy. Am I too far ahead? I didn't ruin anything, right?
No, I'm behind you. I'm ahead of you.
How do you? Is this on like NBC or just only on Peacock?
It's on both. It's streaming on Peacock and NBC.
So it's like live. It's a live.
Oh!
It's a live NBC show.
Yes.
How long do you? All right. So what do they do on Saturday nights where there is a pay-per-view?
What do you mean? They do it.
They just skip Saturday night main event.
Huh?
Is Saturday night main event the weekly show?
No, it's not weekly.
This is just a pay-per-view.
Once a month.
A once a month thing.
Yeah.
Got you. I thought it was a weekly Saturday show. I thought they were adding another.
No. It's basically like a mini pay-per-view. It's something that's on network TV.
Okay.
Believe it or not, do you know I've never been to a Saturday Night's main event? My first one.
Was Saturday Night event never? I thought it was always just pre-taped things.
It was.
And it was. Saturday Night main events was essentially more of just a studio show that showed footage before they had weekly television.
Saturday's main event was it used to come on the same time as Saturday Night Live, 11:30 p.m. It was taped. They do it once a month. They would bump Saturday Night Live and put that. Hey Jay, you just missed Bill Alfonso here for a great hour. I implore you guys to go back to the beginning and watch this show. Bill Alfonso, ECW legend, was here, answered questions, just played around with us, had a good time, and it was, oh my God, what a joy, what an honor, you know? Crazy.
All right, you want some breaking news? Some more Ruda Entertainment news?
Let's hear it.
First show of 2025. So this Saturday is the last show of the year for PPW, and we're announcing already via PPW's Twitter page. So I'm not doing it before anybody else. But the first show for PPW will be a big name coming in, courtesy of Ruda Entertainment.
Bro, what do you mean? Bro, what do you mean?
PPW and Ruda Entertainment will be bringing in.
Bro, what do you mean, bro?
Matt Riddle.
Bro! Bro.
Get your tickets now at www.ppwshop.com to come see PPW Entertainment and meet Matt Riddle.
Bro. What do you mean, bro? Yeah, see what I did there? Yeah. That's to be awesome.
So if you're in Pennsylvania, come out.
What's the date again?
I don't think the show has I didn't see the date.
Isn't it January?
It's like the 3rd January this week, the week. It should be the 3rd week of January. That's usually what they run.
I have it somewhere in here.
Or the 2nd week of January. What's tonight's Raw's main event? Do we know?
Have no idea. Rhea versus Raquel.
Oh, you damn cat. Give me 1 second.
There it is. Hey, Kira, what do you think about Fonzie tonight?
Very fun, very fresh, very cool.
Very demure.
Sure. Yeah. Looking forward to WrestleMania, WrestleCon season. It's gonna be a lot of work, but it's gonna be very cool.
Nice.
Yes. I didn't know half the stuff that was being brought up, but I learned a lot tonight. Definitely did. Learned some wrestling history. I mean, history. Could we call it history? I don't know. But yeah, very interesting start to the show. I was just sitting back. If you guys didn't know, I was here the whole time. I was just watching. Zelina Vega. My second favorite women's wrestler.
Okay, there it is. I thought Zarya.
Oh, my third favorite women's wrestler.
See? Wow, you got America versus Puerto Rico.
Versus, who's the third? Another shorty. Lyra Valkyria.
Does Zelina win this?
Of course, she wins the whole darn thing.
Wow. Oh, look at this. Dance fam. What's up there, Pat, my brother? I need at 10 o'clock, bro. 10 o'clock, Ryan. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the $5.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Money, money, money. Money, money, money.
Money, money, money. Lyra Valkyria is, I don't know what her whole deal is.
Who do you think wins this?
C. Henry thinks she's winning the whole thing.
Who, Valkyria? I don't know.
I don't know either. She's not my cup of tea.
I just feel like they brought her up. She was hot in NXT, and then they brought her up, and they just didn't use her.
I think they should have left her at NXT. These are three small women. I agree with this. Chelsea Green winning the whole thing.
For the US championship, yes.
US, yes, US. I'll give you one thing. Lyra Valkyria can wrestle. She's a good wrestler. Just I don't think her gimmick.
I think just looking at the bracket, I think if you want to push Liv as a stronger champion a little longer, I think you make Raquel the IC, so at least Raquel looks strong on screen with a championship next to her.
I wouldn't mind that. Let's not forget that Raquel was NXT Women's Champion, and she was a good champion too. She really was. The problem with Raquel is they brought her with that smiling gimmick, and of course.
I get hate for this, but I think the women's secondary titles are very, very smart and very good for WWE because there's a lot of women who I think people deserve to have higher spots in the company, but I think the world champion just gets thrown around too much. And I think there is some times where the women's title gets some people who shouldn't really be champions and they're used as transitions.
Nikki Cross is a perfect example of that.
See, I thought Nikki Cross held it down for as best she could.
I mean,
I still think that should have been a U.S. champion or an IC champion.
I just think she's mid card at best. No disrespect to her, I just don't think she's a world champion. When you see him, look, I see world champion. I see Rhea Ripley. I see Bianca Belair. I see Charlotte Flair. I see Becky Lynch. I even see, believe it or not, Liv Morgan has impressed me. She's not. Listen, you got to give it to her, man. She's found a way to get. She's not the best wrestler, but her gimmick and her storytelling is really good. It is.
What's her gimmick?
What's her gimmick? She's
hot.
Okay. Excuse me. She's a spoiler. She's stolen everything she said came true. She took everything from Rhea. She took the title. She took Dom. And this is the best Liv we've seen. Look, you got to realize that she came from a long way from the Riot Squad. This is a girl from a trailer park that nobody gave a chance to, and she's reinvented herself.
I'm happy for her. I'll be interested to see how she survives this title run. If she falls off insecure, or they keep her around. You know what I mean?
I think she'll be main event title pitch. And not to mention now with the secondary titles, if you do phase her down, she can be a secondary champion. Not everybody can be the world champion for what it is. She's doing a good job. It helps. Look, Rhea chasing is much better than Rhea being champion. It just is.
Yeah.
I don't. I wasn't a big Liv fan, but if you think about the Riot Squad, of course, Ruby Riott should have been the one to be the star. Look who became the star.
I'm not really shocked with that though.
Ruby Riott's incredible. Ruby Soho, Ruby Riott, she's great.
She was there for the Vince era. And if you weren't a megastar, if you weren't a supermodel, you weren't getting a world title. Or you weren't going to get pushed as the main thing.
That's true. I think that Liv has broken the stereotype that, yes, she's cute and she's pretty, but you got to realize, she came in, took over Judgment Day. She's basically part of a faction. She's that girl that everybody wishes they could be, but can't stand her. You know what I mean? Like, she's pretty. She got everything. And she's cocky. And she's playing the heel to her full potential. I never believed her as a face.
I'm fine with all that, but also, I feel like that's 90% of women gimmicks. I don't think she's reinventing the wheel.
I mean, there's not much you can do, but Mr. Women's Wrestling fan thinks Liv Morgan's a joke. I totally disagree with that. Just because you got to, I know that we're critical as wrestling fans. All of us are. I'm critical too. But when someone like that, she had a terrible run when she beat Ronda Rousey those times. It was a bad run. People drop off the face of the planet after that, and she figured a way to, make herself better. She found her gimmick where people are like, oh my god, I can't stand her. And
can I also post something though with her too? I also think she was healthy at the right time, because her title runs all came because a lot of top people were injured.
Hey, listen, but that's part of the business, and you got
100%. I think she really cashed in on that. And I think because everybody was injured, I think she had a lot of fans who were clamoring, and there was a Liv movement going for a while that people thought she deserved more. So I think she had a lot of crowd support to get her where she needed to be.
But that goes to show you that she resonates with people, and that's the thing you got to realize. Like, look, Lyra Valkyria is definitely a better wrestler than Liv Morgan, but people aren't in touch with her. People don't relate to her. You know, she's definitely the better wrestler, but no one's gonna want to see her as a world champion. No one wants to see that. You know, like, look, as good as Selena Vega is, she's great and everything, but she'll never be world champion in my opinion. And if she is, it'll be transitional.
Honestly, if I had a pick though, but she's already out, I would have put the IC title on Shayna Baszler. But
I would have too.
Yeah,
I would have too. Shayna Baszler deserves. Listen, Shayna Baszler from freaking Elimination Chamber, when she beat everybody, they should have put the ship on it then, and then Vince didn't pull the trigger.
And then Vince looked at the monitor.
Yeah, because everything when he was, you know, what you look at aesthetically, like, yeah, you're right. I do think this run keeps her in the title picture. You know, I think her and Raquel can have a good program when Raquel turns on her. I think Liv and Raquel have a great program. You know, not to mention that you bring up Roxanne Perez. There's people that you can bring up. You know, let's not forget, man, Jada Parker's a star. You know, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, what's the other one, Kira? Zarya, what's the other one, Kira? One of you like that shakes her butt. Lola Vice. And I like Zoe Stark too. Zoe Stark, problem is she's good. She's a good wrestler. She just doesn't make it with the crowd. Last Legend grew on me too. There's a lot of good women coming up. The women's division NXT is stacked, and now we got some women come to the main roster.
Valkyria
is if Jada Parker's single, let me get dibs, bro.
I think Valkyria and not Valkyria. I think Valkyria and Stephanie Valkyr and Julia are going to win the women's tag team titles.
Well, I think this is going to happen. I think Julia beats Roxanne. They call Roxanne up, and then I think what happens is that Stephanie Valkyr beats Julia.
Well, I think Julia and Stephanie are the ones who beat up Jade.
Really?
I think they come up and they're like, "We're here now." And I think you introduced them as the first.
She won it.
I would make them the tag team title.
Go, Kira, go.
What in the actual wickety whack? What is going on here? All the wrong people are winning. I don't understand why they keep putting Lyra Valkyria in the big freaking. Zelina Vega is 10 times better than her. She gets zero reaction. Lyra gets zero reaction. From the moment she got called up, they were putting her in these big matches, and nobody likes her. Nobody knows who she is. I don't understand why they keep putting her in these big matches. Zelina Vega should have won the whole darn thing.
Wow. You think Selena is a better wrestler than Valkyria?
She's better than. I'm not saying wrestler. No one wants to see Lyra Valkyria.
She gets no reaction. The crowd's like this.
And especially with all
is it the WWE's fault, or is the fact they didn't push NXT 2.0 enough?
No, they listen. Look here, she beat Becky Lynch.
There are plenty. There's some people that go, oh, look at mommy. Everybody shush.
She won it. She beat Becky when nobody was watching NXT though. It was a joke to watch NXT at that point in time. She was
Damien's shirt. I need that shirt. Finally.
There it is. What's up there, Alex?
Anywho's Raquel, wow. Zelina Vega, especially with all of the social media stuff going on, hashtag push Zelina. That was when that first started. That was trending for like 10 days or something like that. Like everybody wants Zelina to get something. I don't know if this is part of her whole plan to just go on a losing streak and then go crazy, but I'm not liking this at all. Even if she doesn't win the whole thing, you're telling me she lost against Ivy Nile and Lyra Valkyria? Who? Out of those three people, I'm pretty sure most people would like and choose Zelina Vega.
Out of those three, I would have went with Valkyria.
You don't count. Zelina Vega is really good.
Look, here's the issue. Here's the problem with wrestling. It's a curse and it's a gift. Some wrestlers are good, but some gimmicks and personalities are better. And sometimes the personality wins out. In this case, they're going with the wrestling. For some reason, like Jay said in the chat, they like Lyra for some reason. She's not bad. She's not a terrible. She's still great. She's a good wrestler,
Yeah.
but she does not resonate with the crowd at all. So
I hear maybe two people saying the little woo in her song.
I think they brought her up and then had her lose too many big matches right away, and now the crowd doesn't respond with her.
They didn't respond when they put her in the first big match. I don't know if it was, I think it was Elimination Chamber or I don't know. But when they put her in the first big match, I was confused, but I was like, okay, they're trying to see what this lady can do. And then they kept doing it and she kept getting zero reaction. So I'm like, what is the plan with her? Nobody is liking her. So why do you keep putting her in people's spots that should deserve it more?
No, did the New Day speak yet? I don't know. We were talking about Bill Alfonso.
I don't think so.
In case you guys missed it, please, this is the one show I implore you to go back to the beginning and watch when you get a chance. Bill Alfonso was our special guest along with Mr. Ruda. Bill Alfonso will be with us at WrestleCon, and Kira made this beautiful video pack.
Big announcement.
It was huge, right?
Bill Alfonso announced that he is under right now a verbal agreement to be part of championship material with not just Joe Ruda and Tantalizing Tony and ABJ, but we're joined by Bill Fonzo.
It's crazy. Kira, where's the video? Guys, Kira made this video today. Very proud of this.
I hate this video.
She hates it, but I love it. This is just to promote Bill Alfonso at WrestleCon. You need some sound here, Kira.
I know.
Give me a second. So guys, please check this out. Hit it, Kira. Incredible. Bill Alfonso will be with us. It's crazy. You know, you have to realize this too. You got to realize that Bill Alfonso is so well respected. Think about the ECW legends that are going to come over to the table. You know,
you guys are going to have a blast.
I mean, you know, RVD might get tantalized. You know, never know. Could happen. Could happen.
I think I'm like another year or two away from experiencing a Mania with you guys.
I don't think so. I think 2025 is our year. I got a feeling some big things are coming up. I know for a fact some big things coming for this channel. We got, just for the record, we hit 10,000. Oh, here's New Day. Hold on. They're getting booed. New Day sucks. Wow, they're going full heel. Yo, he took the camera. So we got Xavier Woods carrying the camera. It's really close.
Kofi, not a good camera. I mean, Xavier, not a good camera operator. Too shaky.
No music. New Day sucks.
Are they the new angle? You suck. You suck. Except New Day sucks.
They're back to New Day sucks. I love it. Put on the ground. What did we do? Wow. They got heat. I like this.
Are they ending the show with the New Day?
No. Raquel versus Rhea.
What, are they going to give him 6 minutes?
9:40.
It is. It is. It's just the hair's not dyed yet. We have to dye the hair brown.
They
I
got heat.
have a friend who's a cosmetologist, and she gave it to me.
They got heat. Wow. Wichita, Kansas showing the disdain for the New Day. Kurt Angle's 56 a.m. I'm older than Kurt Angle. Wow. Wow. They're getting Dominic boos. This is what a way to bring Biggie back. You know Biggie's cleared, man. There's no way he's not cleared. He's cleared. They want Big E. New Day sucks.
But here had like they can't just quick turn them back.
They will. It'll happen at the Rumble.
They're baby faces again by Rumble.
Yes.
No, Big E has to smash them around a little bit.
No.
He has to beat it out of them.
They said they would never break up. Technically, they haven't broken up. He said, we'll call you when we need you. They didn't kick him out. They said, we'll call you when we need you. This is a swerve to get the tag team titles back, I bet you.
What if Big E comes out and he turns heel with him?
Could happen.
Imagine the monster. Like Big E comes out and everyone thinks he's going to beat him down and he helps them win the tag titles or something. And they're back to with their heel New Day, all three of them.
Could happen.
I'm with that. I much rather them join him and be heel than anything. Because I think at this point they're getting monster heat and then he joins on top of it. Nuclear.
Wow. They got
you see, you hear the rumors that Penta is signed?
Yeah. Look at this. I love it. I love it. Wow, guys. Triple threat. They're in New York. Could Damian Priest get the title back? Yes.
Obviously.
Listen.
Now the problem is in the match. Now you could put your hands on Finn, get him out of there, and it'll be one-on-one. Damian is getting that title back. I don't care what anyone says. That's his title.
Can you get on camera? Jeez. Main event looking like a good show. I can't wait. What's up, Ray Ray? Who's the finals? Chelsea Green versus Tiffany Stratton? We lost Blackwell. What about this? Anybody ever think about this? What if it's Tiffany Stratton versus Chelsea Green, right? And Chelsea Green pins her, right? And then after the match, she bashes it with the briefcase and cashes in. It's gonna be good.
What to bring her out
And he's
first?
back.
I don't know what happened.
Did you hear my scenario?
What?
With the U.S. title? What if it's Chelsea Green versus Tiffany Stratton for the U.S. title? And Piper helps Chelsea win, and she beats Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton turns around and cashes in the Money in the Bank after she loses.
I don't think she'd cash. I don't think she'd cash in on the one of the new women's titles. Not the undercard yet.
No?
No.
You don't think it would bring prestige to that title if you cashed
No.
in?
You have a chance to be a world champion in any aspect. I don't care if it's brand new or not. You don't go for a secondary title when you get the world title.
Austin Theory?
Yeah, it was dumb. He cashed it in the same night there was an open challenge for it. He could have just answered the open challenge. He didn't have to waste the cash in.
My lovely daughter, Jasmine.
You know what I like about Rhea as well? Is every time you see Rhea and she's not really in like ring gear, she's never wearing makeup. She goes natural look everywhere.
Yeah.
That's all the women for house shows.
No, I'm saying like and just like when she's doing her walk in from the arena, like she's natural. She's like no makeup at all. Like the only time you really see her in this makeup is when she's at the ring. Like all her social media, everything, she keeps it very different from Rhea to like Rhea in ring and Rhea backstage. Like even backstage, Rhea, when she was doing the stuff with Dom early in the show, she was natural face. And then when her music hit and she came out, she was gothed up.
Gothed up.
She's all goth, mommy gothed up.
Love her. Love her till the day I die. She better win this match. I swear to goodness.
Rhea's the only one right now.
Wait. Let her cut the promo. Look.
I'm not cutting a promo. I hate when you do that.
Look at that. Look what he says.
I don't care if you're sick and tired of Rhea because you're just gonna keep seeing more and more of her because Liv Morgan, everyone's champion, is gonna get beat after she wins or loses at Saturday night's main event. Whoever, it doesn't even matter who wins or loses that match because the next person to get that title is going to be Rhea Ripley. So if you're sick and tired of Rhea Ripley, be prepared to get more sick and tired of Rhea Ripley because you're gonna see her 10 times more when she becomes your new women's world champion.
I think Rhea Ripley is in the same boat as the other girl that I was just about to say, and I think there's two people in WWE right now who, at any point in time, can run the company and be. And if they can't have one without the other, and the other girl's coming back is Charlotte Flair. I think the only person in the WWE locker room in the WWE universe that can hold a candle to Charlotte Flair status is Rhea Ripley. She's the only one.
Good question by Alex. Am I going Netflix Raw? As of right now, the answer is yes. That is the plan. We're just trying to get through December because we have Saturday's main event this Saturday. We have holiday tour MSG the day after Christmas, and then 2 days after that holiday tour, we got holiday tour Baltimore. We're trying to make all three events for December to try to get to 20,000 subscribers. We're almost at 18,000. We're 17,009 and change. I know that in 3 weeks it's going to be a lot to get like another 2,000 subscribers. But if we do this the way I'm figuring I'm going to do it and I'm going to do a special broadcast from the venue. We're going to record some actual matches, but with me commentating. I figured out something about fair use, a little bit of a hint. You can video. So if you noticed, I put some some shorts up and a few clips of matches up. And WWE does allow you to use their footage if you edit it your way and use it as fan experience video from fan cam. So I have an idea how I'm going to do this. I'm looking to get to 20,000 by the end of the year. If not, listen, we've already hit our numbers. The deal was to get to 15,000 by December. We're at 17 plus, so we're ahead of the game. So yeah, I'm very proud of what this channel has done. Thanks to a lot of people in this chat. Thanks to you, Black, who helped me out. A lot of people I want to shout out. I will do it at the end of the year because we're gonna have the Tantalizing Tony Awards. You like that, right? The Tantalizing Tony Awards, like that. I'm gonna acknowledge some people that's helped the channel along very much. A lot of people that have been part of this channel have helped out a lot, man. Can't thank you guys enough. But guys, the GOAT right there is the GOAT. She's the GOAT, man. She's the GOAT. Yes, I was at the first Raw, and I was at Anniversary. You know what? I gotta make it. You're right. As of right now, I'm going. Yeah. Believe it or not, man, Netflix Raw is only 3 weeks away.
I believe it.
Yeah, 3 weeks from today.
And it goes back to 3 hours.
They haven't announced that yet. We don't know.
I hope it's still 2.
Me too.
For a Monday. Friday, I don't mind 3 hours on a Friday.
If it goes 2 and then you're allowed to run over like another 10, 15 minutes, you know what I mean? That's fine.
Anything goes match with 10 minutes left.
I like Raquel's new look.
Oh, Rhea is running. Get her, Rhea.
Wow, Rhea gets her at the
top of the ramp. Oh, she's thrown into the barricade.
You know what's great is that they're both the same size.
Let's go. I kind of wanted to. Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, no. Rhea gets thrown into the barricade. Ooh, don't like that. Oh, no. Stop it.
What's up with the Raquel sunglasses?
I like it.
No, I think it's the whole. I mean,
she got the Puerto Rican
actually,
look going
it's most when they walk into the building. For some reason, they are all wearing sunglasses.
I think it makes her look like not her intimidating bodyguard. I think the glasses are like.
Look, she's in a chair.
To be pushed by Rhea Ripley, I would die. Yes, push me, Rhea. Oh my god! Rhea hit her with a full can of trash.
Jeez.
Let's go. She's got to take her anger out on someone. Trash, huh? Period.
They've got kendo sticks. They've got chairs.
Oh, Rhea was getting prepared while it was commercial break. Oh, love it. Oh.
Raquel showing the strength. Wow. What a kendo stick. She caught it.
I kind of wanted this to be like a bigger thing, like Rhea versus Raquel.
Yeah, like at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's all right. Nice drop kick.
From the top rope from Rhea. Yes.
Rhea's like, we got to do a lot in a little time.
Right.
They're like, Rhea, you got like 3 minutes for your match. She goes, I'll have the weapons ready.
Yeah, she was
send me down before commercial break.
She looks crazy.
Oh, my gosh. She's going. She's getting more. She's got a table.
It's funny that someone in the chat says that Raquel's more seasoned in the ring than Rhea. But if you're a smart wrestling fan, who do you think who's controlling this match?
Rhea. She's calling it.
Not like it looks that way because she's calling because she's on the upper hand of the match. But you can tell even when someone's losing a match if they're the one running the match.
It's true.
Yeah.
But look, you got to realize these guys are number one. They're really best friends in real life. They're good friends in real life, and they're training partners as well.
I'm just saying Rhea's at that level, not just as a performer, but as like a ring general too. She knows what she's doing.
She, for some reason, she got it real quick.
Yeah,
she got it real quick.
She's a wrestling phenom. Rhea Ripley's going to be around a very long time.
Yeah, she's for some reason just knew what she wanted to do with her life, and she made it happen. Yeah. Even when she was green, she was good. You know, you could tell.
Like like it's hard to say Charlotte is, let's say Charlotte is the first. Charlotte is Charlotte. So Charlotte's Ric Flair, and then like the next person is this and that. Like Charlotte was the first Charlotte of the women's wrestling, and Rhea is the first Rhea. Like it's like she's the next one in line to be like the one they run with for the next 10, 15 years.
Can't wait for it. Can't start from the
we
bottom. No nepotism, no nothing.
Sorry, Kira. Yeah, so when Pete Rosenberg was on the show, Kira asked a question. Do you think Rhea is the greatest of all time? He said, not yet, but she will be eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Ben and Charlie, he was like, you know what? You got an argument there, but we got to realize that Charlotte has a pedigree. Rhea did this from nothing. There's no wrestling in her blood. She just came straight out of,
And it was 10 times harder because she was in Australia. They very rarely go to Australia for scouts.
Yo,
I would argue that I think Charlotte's run is just as hard, even with the nepotism, as also as Rhea's. Like I think people sleep on the Charlotte side of things too much. Like it's one thing to have your dad as one of the greatest of all time, but then you're gonna try to be your dad. Like imagine Michael Jordan's kids wouldn't even touch a basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, you crazy? I'm gonna play. My dad's Jordan. I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna learn computer.
Bronny's doing it. LeBron James' son is doing it.
That's different.
That's
a different mind state. But Charlotte has earned her stripes. If she would have came in and been bad, wrestling fans would have let her know about it. They did with her brother. When David wasn't Rick, they were mad about it.
Yeah, they were pissed. They were pissed. Good question. Would I ever come back to NYWC for one last match? I wouldn't do my last match there, but I'd come back for a match if it was the right person. NYWC me have a love. They love to ignore me relationship. Honest to goodness, I love everybody from NYWC, but nobody in that company can hold a candle to me on the mic. True story. But if for some reason, they don't, And as for wrestling, at 56 years old, I'm in pretty good shape. Maybe a street fight, a Long Island street fight, maybe. But who am I going to wrestle? I got no heat with nobody there. Unless you bring in Bubba Ray Dudley, then we got another story. But you can't afford that guy because he wants $1 million. Stephen Chambers says, please wrestle Alex. It takes 2 belts. Mike Norman is great in the ring. And Mike Norman is very good on the stick, but I don't have any heat with Mike Norman. Mike Norman's one of my best friends. There's no story there. Mike Norman, there's no story with me and Mike Norman. Mike Norman's my bro. So there's no story there with me and him. If they're gonna be, it'd have to be a story with me and Mike Norman. And I don't see a story. I don't have any real life heat with Mike Norman where it'd be a decent match. There's no story behind it.
OMG. Rhea's bleeding, guys. No.
So I don't know.
Hello.
From her nose?
No, it's her arm.
No, her arm.
Tamina Snuka retired.
Yes.
And Tamina, I don't think Tamina had like nepotism is like if they pushed Tamina like they did Charlotte, and we're all like, why are we Tamina did exactly what her role was in WWE in the women's division.
Oh my gosh, Liv Morgan is here. Ew.
Tamina came in, played the strong role, and helped younger, smaller talent get over, beating the larger woman. Tamina had a pretty good career doing that.
What a boot from Raquel! My goodness, is she gonna beat your girl?
I can't have Zelina
Tejano Bomb
losing the same night. Ooh, kick out.
Ooh, Liv almost landed on the. I think she hit her face on the chair.
Yeah, she did. She did. Tejano Bomb.
Come on, Rhea.
Nice
head.
I
think it poked her in the eye.
She's going for the riptide. Here comes Liv. No. Zelina and Rhea cannot lose in the same night.
It's no holds barred. Anything goes.
Why would we set it up like that for?
Oh,
Nice
You're
oh.
not
super
slamming her on a chair that way. Get out of here.
Right.
kick. Oblivion.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
Io.
Oh, thank goodness. Io Sky, yes.
So when does Damage Control get the number of games against him and finally Asuka returns?
A damage control is not a thing in my mind. I'm so over it.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Io
That
just
super kick was
threw
crazy.
herself. Io and Rhea are besties.
I just seen the Oblivion.
Raquel's got a table. Raquel, you're going through that table, babe.
That's one of my most disappointing women's title runs of all time in this company.
Io.
What's that, Io?
Io's was so disappointing, and I love Io. Like, she's one of my favorites.
She went for the tunnel bomb again. Oh,
my
jeez.
gosh.
Jeez. Is she gonna rip tighter?
Through the table, yes. Yes, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they are so close to time.
Let's go.
Love you.
Yeah, they were crushed for time, bro. You're not lying.
Woo! Yo, they were putting it on the bottom of the screen, the go home thing like 3 times. Oh, Rhea had a hard time with that riptide, but she is rushing to get this match done.
Yeah. Oh.
Io
Look
and,
at those two.
Io and Rhea both grabbed the title. Io gets to next, and then Rhea takes it off of Io. No,
Didn't Io rip her earrings out of her head when they wrestled in NXT?
Yeah.
Io went for a head scissors in the corner, and it ripped her gauges out of her ears.
Yep.
She was bleeding real bad.
Well, guys, bye.
Calm down. Gee. Listen, I apologize. We didn't watch a lot of the show tonight. We saw what we needed to see. The highlight of the night, man, Bill Alfonso. That's all I can say.
Part of the team, part of the TWF.
Oh, Vigilante Talks just joined. Vigilante Talks is in the chat right now on Instagram. Hey, Vigilante, in case you missed it, man, Bill Alfonso's here. We want to show you a quick video. Play it one more time for Vigilante. Vigilante, this is our promo video for WrestleCon in Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, Nevada. We need to share this out. And then we'll get out of here, guys. I want to show you guys one last time. Here you go. What a great job by Kira. Kira, great job. Great job. Anyway, Blackwell, we're gonna get out of here. But any last words about Fonzie tonight, man?
No, it was an honor to speak to him and pick his brain a little bit. Thank you for having me. Let me do that. That meant a lot. And I'm telling you, this train is taking off, everybody. I may be the caboose of it, but I'm happy to be a part of it. I hitched on, you know what I mean?
Bro, as long as you're here for the ride. Thank everybody. Thank you for Mr. Ruder for being here. Thank you, Anthony Blackwell Jr. Thank you, Kira, the best tag team partner in history of business. But most of all, thank you to ECW legend, Bill Alfonso. Fonzie, thank you for being part of the channel tonight. Guys, you know those spiel. We'll be back during the week. We'll be here for Prediction Saturday Night's Main Event show this week. We will be at the main event on Saturday Friday for SmackDown will be here. Not to mention, guys, there will be no watch along Saturday, but there will be a live post show from the arena after the main event goes off the air. You guys know the deal, guys. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hug your family members, because not promise tomorrow. You got to pray every day. And as always, do we all do best? What's that, Kira? Tell 'em.
Stay tantalizing.
What she said.